Yeah, I'll tell you what, almost had a little incident this morning. Welcome to the MJ Morning Show. MJ and the crew, well, no Roxanne, I don't know where the heck she is. 6 o'clock, but I got Fester here, I've got Froggy here, and here's what happened. So we've got this big announcement at 7:30. I think that I made that abundantly clear.
I heard about it once or twice.
Have you? So 7:30 this morning, an hour and a half from right now, we have a very large announcement here on the MJ Morning Show. Big, huge. I'm lucky, man. I'm telling you right now, it hung on by the skin of its chinny chin.
You mean the hair of its chinny chin chin?
What did I say?
The skin. I think you meant the skin of its tooth.
I mean,
Whatever.
If you're talking about de-skinning something, that's really gross.
So what is the thing? Is that from...
Hang on by the skin of your teeth.
No. Well, maybe did I conflate? Anyway,
skin of your teeth, hair of your chin.
but
Yes.
The hair of by the hair of your chinny chin chin.
Yes.
Is that from the wolf thing? Is that from Little Red Riding Hood?
No, it's from the Three Little Pigs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's from
Huff.
Three Little. All right, listen, I'm confusing Three Little Pigs now with Little Red Riding Hood. All right, whatever.
Wow, I'm really confused now.
All right, well, listen. Let me just get to the freaking point before I botch anything else up here. I wake up, my alarm goes off this morning at the prescribed normal time, right? And I look at my phone because it's sort of a habit. It's like a reflex just to check my phone and make sure that it says 100% that it charged. I look at my phone and it says 1%. Oh, man. So that's what I meant by my phone hanging on by, what is it? The hair of your chinny chin chin or the skin of your teeth, right?
Skin of your teeth?
Yeah, all right. So those are the two things I think I meant to say. So I look at my phone. For whatever reason, my phone didn't charge. Now, when I plugged in my phone last night, when I finished my prep downstairs and I came upstairs and I plugged my phone in, I always check. I get the little vibrate confirmation that my charger's plugged in. And then I looked at it. I had the little lightning bolt inside the battery. It was charging. And then I put it up on my nightstand next to my bed. And then for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, but sometime after I plugged in my phone to charge, it became uncoupled to the charge. I don't know, but it was still.
I've had that happen.
It was still plugged in. Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning.
You're very welcome. You know why?
Why?
You know why I was late. I texted you.
No, I didn't get a text.
Okay.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't look yet. I didn't check my phone. So yeah, if anything's urgent, you just got to call me. Yeah, you just don't assume that I'm staring at my phone looking at texts. I don't always do that. But no, if anything's really important, just call, because the call that lights up a screen, it vibrates, it does the whole shebang. So I'm lucky because my phone didn't charge, and if I had 1% left on my battery, that could have easily gone dead.
All right.
In the middle of the night, and my alarm would not have gone off. My alarm would not have awakened me to arrive here at the MJ Morning Show.
Do you have any backups?
No, my phone is what I use. It's never failed me. So I used to set another clock, but it never failed me. And then I don't know whether Michelle would have had her phone on silent. So if I were not here and you call Fester.
Right.
If I were not here and we're supposed to do a show,
right,
and you know that it's a big day, I got a big announcement coming up at 7:30 here in about an hour and a half, you would probably immediately call Michelle's phone.
That'd be my first call.
Yeah. And listen, Michelle might have left her ringer on. She might have had the phone on vibrate, and would that have awakened us if you're just calling and it's vibrating? Or what if her phone was on silent? So that's the issue. Got lucky this morning that for some reason my phone clung to 1%, and there was enough juice for my alarm to go off. So I look at my phone, 1%. This thing's going to go dead immediately. So I unplugged it. It was still plugged in. I plugged it back in, and then I get and it vibrates, and the lightning bolt comes on. And just charging while I was able to charge. When I went into the bathroom to take my morning shower, I was able to get it up to 17% or something, or 20%.
Do you have it plugged in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I brought a different charger. I'll hold it up to MJTV so you can see. I've got the white USB-C cord here, and I brought a charger that I have downstairs. I brought that in,
Right,
so I'm plugged in now.
You do understand the lie of 1%.
No, there's no lie. When my phone's on 1%, it will just go boom, off.
What is it, a lie like there's only one gallon of gas or 1 mile to go until you run out of gas in the Lincoln?
Your 1% doesn't seem to last longer than 48% to 47%. I think 1% is When I'm on 1%, it
Yeah.
seems like I can do more things than 1% of the battery should be able to do.
No. When my phone says 1%, it means that I'm clinging on to a beam on a building being built, and I'm 52 stories in the air, and I'm hanging on by my pinky.
Oh, it's like Grandpa Walenda hanging on by the.
There you go, by the skin of his chinny chin
What was that,
or the
Coach?
hair of his skinny chin teeth, or whatever the hell the thing is. So, bottom line is, I just got lucky because I could be sleeping and drooling on my pillow right now.
On big announcement day. Of all the days.
A big announcement coming up. Hey, we're just getting rolling here. 6:06 of the MJ Morning Show. Oh, I guess I got to check my phone now to see why Roxanne was late.
Yeah, check it during the break.
You don't want to say it on the air?
No, you can check it. We'll talk about it when.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So I will check my phone during the break right now.
Okay.
Hey, should I kick traffic old school? You know what I found over here? I think this might be from the old Q Zoo from 1984. Let's check traffic. And Pat is standing by with the latest. Hey, Pat, what's going on? What the hell's going on? Pat,
You there?
Pat, talk to me, Pat.
All right, here we go. And this is going to be a quick one. Absolutely nothing going on but green and go traffic on the interstates of 275, 75, and I-4. Bridges are looking good. Overnight construction's pretty much all wrapped up. And as far as accidents, nothing to report. Keeping you updated. I am Pat George.
Is that old school right there? Do you remember that from back in the day, right?
I don't think I like that very much. Okay. All right.
Would you rather me should I go with this thing here? Should I?
Yes.
You like that better?
To cleanse my palate. Thank you.
Pat, wasn't there some other yak you had to say before I went to commercial break?
From the Rubenstein Law Traffic Center.
That's it.
Get to.
6:19 here on a Wednesday, and if it's 6:19, that means we're an hour and 11 minutes away from the big, giant announcement. 1 hour, 11 minutes from right now, an announcement on the MJ Morning Show, then you're going to say, I like it. All right, so coming up in just a bit. Where'd Fester disappear to?
I don't know.
He's making coffee.
Yeah. You know, there is a gruesome story. And again, the Tampa Bay area in the national news, and it's not a good thing. You know, we get these little spates. We get these runs of stories, it just seems, where Florida, and then even more specifically, our beloved Tampa Bay area makes the news. And, man, this story is rough. I mean, I'm not going to get into, you know, all the nastiness, but still, hey, I'm sorry, I can't sugarcoat it. We'll get to that here in a second. Rox, first, what was the big deal about you being late here? I mean,
it's not
I'm going to be late.
Deal.
I can't find my laptop. I thought it was going to be something good.
No. Well, it's
Why couldn't you find your laptop?
Yeah, so this would happen. I went to dinner last night with a girlfriend of mine, and by the way, she told me an incredible story. I texted you about it late last night.
Oh, about the car?
Yes, so we maybe want to share that later.
Yeah, we will.
And so I went to dinner with her. I came home. It wasn't too late, but it was when I came in at 8:45ish. The lights were out. Everybody in the house was asleep.
8:45?
Yeah. So
Jeez,
normally,
nice.
Doug was asleep. I mean, it was nice. I came in.
8:45, and I can understand the kids. Your kids are what, 4 and 3 and 6, whatever they.
Yes, 3 and 6.
All right, I can understand the kids being asleep at 8:45, but why the hell was Doug asleep?
He was out. So I was just like sneaking around the house, and
was he doing some heavy Derek Jeter lifting yesterday or something, or? No.
No, he just, these kids were young at our ages.
So. Right.
And so anyways, I was trying to be quiet, and he's really bothered by any light. So I was doing everything in the dark, and I didn't gather all my belongings.
You should get one of those Ryobi work lights for a construction site.
Yeah, with the battery?
And the wire cage. No, you plug them in. You know, you get the wire cage, like the big halogen light.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the drywallers use to see if the walls are smooth and everything.
Ryobi has one that operates off of a battery.
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, sure.
Like a miner's light, right?
Yeah,
the coal miner's light?
I think this might be a little brighter, but anyway, you should just shine that right into his face. Anyway, I'm glad you made it. All right, so here's the deal. The Tampa Bay area in the news again, if you do a cursory search online, I mean, it's just story after story. A TV station, newspaper after newspaper from around the country has picked up this story, and it's about an Uber Eats driver that, I mean, did you see what happened to this guy?
So I saw this yesterday, and I think this is the most horrific story I think I've ever seen ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
I don't know. I'm pretty desensitized.
Okay, hold on. I'm pretty desensitized too. This was horrific. I don't know how you can. I didn't even know how we're going to talk about it. I was like, MJ will know how to talk about it. But
no, listen, we'll talk about it, but there were certain things, for instance, that the Pasco County Sheriff, that Naco did not want to describe. But let me just give you the background on the story. So this Uber Eats driver is delivering Uber Eats, and he sends a text to his wife, hey, I've got one more stop. I'm going to deliver one more order, then I'm coming home. He never went home. And according to the detectives with the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, he was murdered by a wacko that is out on parole for crimes that he committed up in Indiana. And this undesirable, to say the least, he then moved here to Florida. And all we can tell you with any reasonable good taste here is that the sheriff's office said that this was a gruesome, gruesome case, a crime of passion. Now, the victim's name is Randall Cook. That's the victim. I'll tell you who the perp is in just a minute.
Can I interrupt with one question? Crime of passion. I thought that was someone that you know. Isn't that what a crime of passion entails?
I think that could fit the description. I mean, it's just a bizarre story all the way around. So we have the perp who's facing murder charges, robbery charges, after the Pasco County Sheriff's Office found the dismembered remains of the Uber Eats driver in the trash outside of the victim's home, or of the perp's home, where the perp was. I mean, so the victim was found in the trash of the. I mean, this is just an insane story. Police are saying that the victim driving Uber Eats was doing. It was either Uber Eats or DoorDash, because he did both. So the victim drove for both Uber Eats and DoorDash, and he was just doing his deliveries. This is back on April 19th. Never made it home after he told his wife, "Hey, I'm coming home." And then the wife gets worried, starts texting, "Hey, where are you? Where are you?" No response whatsoever. She then calls the police to report him missing. And then she tries to get a hold of, was it Uber Eats, I think?
So according to the news article I'm seeing, he was making deliveries for Uber Eats.
Right, so
However,
he did both.
Other articles I saw said DoorDash.
Yeah, so again,
right.
He did both.
It was a food delivery service.
So the wife then gets a hold of, I think it was Uber Eats, because the wife then reached out, I think, to Uber Eats. Then detectives reached out to Uber Eats. So I think he was doing technically an Uber Eats delivery.
Even though he worked for both.
And they were able to say where his last delivery location was scheduled. So the cops, the Pasco County Sheriff's Office, they show up to the last known delivery address, and the suspect's roommate gave the police video showing the victim. Just before 7 p.m. on April 19th, you can actually see the victim walking up to the house to deliver food, but the video cuts off at that point.
That's convenient.
Yep. This is Pasco Sheriff Chris Nacco at a press conference saying that the next day, the footage showed that the suspect and one other person took out several bags of trash.
Ugh.
When detectives searched the trash bags, they found the parts of the delivery driver. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, what the hell? I mean, I want the Tampa Bay area to be in the news internationally and nationally for good things, not some whack nut from Indiana that is out on parole, moving to Florida, to the Tampa Bay area, and then dismembering food delivery drivers and putting them in trash bags and putting them outside in the trash can.
Yeah, that's kind of disturbing.
Oscar Solis was paroled in Indiana and moved to Florida in January. He was arrested for failure to register as a felon with the county in a violation of parole. Solis, 30, was again arrested on Monday night on felony murder in conjunction with the robbery. Now, detectives found the victim's wedding ring and car keys inside Solis's house. This guy is all, like, he's got face tattoos all over the place. This guy, how the hell is this guy out free in order to come to Florida and dismember an Uber Eats DoorDash guy?
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
It's horrific.
I think I'm trying to not think about the horrific details of this and just I'm focused on this, honed in on this crime of passion. Why the sheriff called it that? Because a crime of passion is when.
What are you laughing at, Froggy?
I mean, I Fester's face.
Well, Fester's mad, but I'm asking a legitimate question. I'm confused. If
I
anyone
didn't
knows
see
the
Fester's
answer.
face.
No, my face. I mean, if the sheriff describes it as a crime of passion, I don't know if I want to go with an internet definition.
No, here's the thing. A crime of passion inflames the passions of a reasonable person. What does that have to do with what this guy did to the Uber Eats driver? That's my question.
It doesn't seem to comport.
Exactly.
So Chris Nacco said, quote, this is the sheriff in Pasco, "I'm not going to get into how gruesome this case was. This family has to live with this." Wow.
Yikes.
The roommate, here's more quotes from the presser. The roommate was able to provide us video. You can see the victim walking up to the house to deliver the food, but the video cuts off. You can also see that was around 6:55 p.m. when he walks up to the house. You can see in the video on the following day, the 20th, the suspect was carrying out trash bags with another individual around the side of the house. Our detectives asked for permission to go through the trash bags. He had been on parole in Indiana. He just moved down to Florida in January. He was affiliated with the MS-13 gang.
He's been a bad guy.
Also has passed arrests, including battery, burglary, allegedly stabbing an individual while in prison. This is a violent, violent guy.
This is a death penalty case, right?
I gotta believe.
I mean, how does this not happen?
I don't know. I don't know how this doesn't end up as a death row dude. Yeah. But, man, I just feel so bad for the family, for the wife of the victim, Randall Cook. I mean, you're just trying to deliver some DoorDash or some Uber Eats in this case. He did both. And you end up getting killed and chopped up and put in trash bag. I mean, what the heck? And then, like, we need this in the national news here in the Tampa Bay area. This sicko Solis needed to leave Indiana and come to our area. That's one of the things about Florida. That's the whole thing with Florida Man. You know, Florida Man, that's where that whole story, because all the stories about some kooky, wacky, nutty story, they always started with, Florida Man was, fill in the blank. So that's where the whole Florida Man thing started. And there's a reason for that, is that just the climate, the weather, just Florida in general, just attracts people from all over the country. So that you get a collection of, some good people, and you get a collection of like the worst of the worst, the dreck of society. And here we go. Anyone that is on parole from Indiana moves to Florida, then chops up your food delivery dude and puts him in a trash bag and tosses him. I mean, this is disgusting.
And there are photos of a man and a woman who were at the home and left right before the victim arrived. So the police are looking for them.
Well, they already interviewed them.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, they've already talked to those two people. Anyway, I'm sure this will come up later on. But hey, Tampa Bay area in the news, not a good thing. Let's get to some early. Let's lighten things up with just some good old standard morons in the news. How about that?
Yeah.
A Florida man. Yeah. Let's get into that next. Holy Jesus. Unbelievable story. All right, 6:31 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Don't forget. Let's do it. 6:40 at the MJ Morning Show. Time is ticking away. We're getting closer and closer to the big announcement at 7:30 here on the MJ Morning Show. Just 50 minutes away from right now. Massive announcement, 7:30 right here on the MJ Morning Show. Q105, MJ and the crew, some early morons in the news. A couple of these I didn't get to earlier in the week, so let me make good on a couple of these. Now, this is not a good parent. This might be embarrassing. You know when you're a kid and like mom, dad, you know, they do something to embarrass you, or you're with your friends and mom pops up and maybe, you know, starts to, Todd, yeah, come on, it's time, come on, yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
Your parents can embarrass you.
Everybody's had that experience.
Tell me if you would find this embarrassing. Apparently, a parent tries to run over students at the school track meet with their car. Would that be a, Mom, Dad, what are you doing?
It's like when I used to get dropped off in high school in the Cusmano plumbing van.
Oh, my God.
Really? Can you drop me off way back so nobody sees? No, right in front.
Your dad used to drop you off in the Cusmano plumbing van?
And I opened the door and all these tools would fall out. And you're like sorry, guys.
Like the toilet snake would fall out onto the parking lot of the
Let me get
school.
that for you, Dad. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know what? My parents didn't embarrass me so bad, but my babysitter would take me to work and she'd wear her curlers. I mean, not to work, to school. And she would have like a whole set of curlers. You know, those old school,
nice.
the really big round ones. And she'd walk me into the building. I was like, please do not do this with your curlers.
You mean the scrunchy ones that they were like springs?
Yes, they're springy.
Yeah.
Just enormous.
Yeah, my mom used to wear those things.
They're sort of like Velcro-ish, sort of. Your hair Velcros to it.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. This is out of Colorado. A parent arrested for allegedly attempting to run over students with a truck during a school track meet.
Does it tell you which event, like the 100-yard dash or?
Javelin.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea. Hold on a minute. 42-year-old Jose Luis Mendez was arrested, taken to custody for several charges, along with a bunch of warrants that he had from different counties in Colorado. According to the sheriff's office, and this is in Huerfano County, Colorado. I never heard of Huerfano County, Colorado. According to the sheriff's office there, they received a call regarding a guy who was attempting to run over students during the school track meet.
God.
Well, at least they're probably
Runners.
able to run away. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's probably the worst team to go after.
The poor fat shot put kid.
You want to go after like the chess team.
Yeah.
Or the bowling team or something. Yeah. So while responding to the scene, they were apparently looking for a man with a red Chevy truck. That's what like 911 caller said. Yeah, dude in a red Chevy truck trying to run us over. So the cops are responding to the scene, and they got information that the suspect was at the John Mall High School parking lot. Once the parking lot was cleared, deputies responded to a field where they let the canine loose. They were able to detain the suspect. A victim and witness accused Mendez of becoming verbally aggressive, allegedly trying to run over a victim, but was unsuccessful. What the hell?
The kid hurdled the car.
I don't know the event. I don't know in the stories that I've seen. I don't know what led up to this, but can you imagine? I got to believe that the suspect is the father of a kid because he's at a high school track meet and he's trying to run over another student athlete.
Or he's just a crazy passerby. I mean,
I don't know. No, a parent was arrested for allegedly attempting to run over students with his truck.
Was his kid on the team? Did his kid not make the team?
See, I don't have all those details.
Whatever it is, it's not a good look.
Or his kid is on the team and maybe was getting bullied or something by another kid. So the solution was to run him over with your red Chevy truck.
These are just guesses, though.
What was the name of the high school?
John Mall High School.
Is it mall like the shopping plaza or mall like
MAUL?
A pit bull mall.
Yeah, like a pit bull or like getting run over by a truck mall.
It's mall like a shopping mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That county that you never heard of is south of Colorado Springs by quite a ways.
Huerfano County.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of counties out in Colorado, but that's one I wasn't quite aware of. Hey, I mentioned this earlier in the week, and I meant to get to it, and it got stuck in a pile, and I never got to it. I'm just going to make a recommendation that if you're a teenager, you go to high school, let's say you've got a job after school or weekends. If you're working at a supermarket, do not put needles in food.
Good advice.
Yeah, you know what? I've got some sage advice here every once in a while on the MJ Morning Show. Yeah, up in Pennsylvania, state police are warning shoppers after they say that an employee at a Lehigh County, Pennsylvania grocery store put sewing needles in food. What the bleep?
Oh.
Yeah, troopers were contacted last week about possible food tampering at a Giant store. The investigation found that an employee put needles in bagged vegetables and individual Tasty Cake packages. How dare you screw with the Tasty Cakes, dude, you bastard.
In Pennsylvania, especially that side, the eastern side, Philadelphia, Lehigh Valley, Tasty Cakes are like a religion.
Oh, it is. That's true.
They are. Yeah, they are.
Yep.
I never thought they were that great. But
an investigation uncovered that the tampering occurred after 5 p.m. on Thursday, April 13th, due to surveillance video that showed a now former employee, good on them, who appeared to be inserting sewing needles into food items. What would possess a sicko to do this? Yeah, so Giant puts out a statement, the safety of our customers, top priority. So he's putting needles into bagged vegetables. What, you're buying like some broccoli florets? And you bite into it, you get a big old needle in your freaking face? That sucks.
Straight into the asparagus stalks.
A teen who Giant referred to as a, quote, now former employee has been identified as going to face charges. I don't know if it's a teenager that's graduating but that could screw up your high school graduation.
That's
going to
put it in jeopardy. Yeah. MJ, when I heard you say, I have some advice, don't put needles in food, you know what you need to do? This is a good idea for you. You can write a book, all inspired by morons in the news, like Pearls of Wisdom, Words to Live By. Oh. And it's all the lessons that we hear. I mean, there's a good one out of this one was, don't put needles in food.
Right.
And it's like a life lesson book.
The follow-up would be, I'm kind of hungry for tasty cakes now.
I can't stop thinking about it.
They have those candy cakes and those little crimpets. I'm not the biggest fan of tasty cakes, but I've never turned one down.
Why? Why are you a tasty cake hater?
Right.
What's wrong with you?
I'm a much bigger. I'm a Drake guy.
Like Devil Dogs.
Yes, Funny Bones. I mean, come on, man.
What about the old Hostess stuff like Big Wheels and Twinkies?
I think Hostess just got too big.
How about a fudge round?
Hey, what about Little Debbie's? Don't screw with Little Debbie.
Listen.
You omitted Little Debbie.
I was getting there because I've had relationships with Debbie.
I heard Little Debbie grew up to be kind of loose in high school.
Is she the one that does the oatmeal cream pies?
Lucy Debbie?
Who does those?
She's oatmeal cream pie.
That's I love those.
So I saw a picture of the real Little Debbie, and then she's like 86.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I saw that as well. That was like, a couple of years back, and there was like a story on the model for the Little Debbie cartoon.
And when you see the 100-year-old Little Debbie, she looks just like the little girl. You just totally see it.
And she's got chocolate crumbs all over her shirt.
When she dies, they're going to embalm her with cream filling.
They're going to fill her with Little Debbie's cream is what they're going to do.
Delicious.
Hey, you know what, Roxanne? I want to deliver some more pearls of wisdom. I like what you just said. I have some more recommendations. I have more suggestions on how to stay out of trouble. I have a little driving tip, how to stay out of trouble. Also, people do this. This is something that people do. So this involves a vehicle that was abandoned in a place where it's not good for a vehicle to be abandoned. So I'm going to explain all of that next. But you know what? This fits the template of what Roxanne just suggested. MJ's Pearls of Wisdom, don't do this. Right? Is that what you're getting at?
That don't do this.
All right. That, and have you ever been in a supermarket and it's not quite closing time, but they decided to close down one of the departments?
Just the other day.
Yeah. All right. Hold on to that thought.
It was like 9:15, and it didn't close till 10.
I've been aggravated, and I've also seen fights. So hang on a minute. So Pearls of Wisdom, as Roxanne puts it, how to stay out of trouble. Right? All that next. Don't move. And I want to hear Fester's story here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Morning show on Q105, 702, 28 minutes away now from the big announcement at 7:30. Big announcement in less than half an hour right here on the MJ Morning Show. So, Roxanne, are you ready for some sage advice, pearl of wisdom, as you put it? I just think that this is a potential learning experience for our listeners here. A couple of stories which, fall into the morons in the news category. Let me run a scenario by you, and let me see if you guys can sort of maybe come up with a conclusion on what actually happened here. So this happened up in the Villages. This is just north of us, the big retirement community, the Villages, which, by the way, is Florida's friendliest hometown.
Yes.
I don't know if you realize that, but the Villages is clearly this.
So true.
Let me give you the details on the story and, buzz in if you want and tell me if you can kind of tell me what's happening here. So a driver was tracked down.
Okay.
The driver was arrested after plunging their Cadillac XT5 SUV
Ooh.
I used to drive one of those.
into a pond.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've had that as a rental car a couple of times. I like I like the knobs. I thought, like the control knob, it was like a nice metal feel with like serrated edges in your hands. I mean, not to the point where like cut your fingers or anything, but
You've always been a big knob guy.
yeah, I like nice knobs.
You judge people by their knobs.
Yeah, exactly. So the driver was driving a 2017 white Cadillac XT5 SUV, and it was found submerged in a pond.
Whoa.
According to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, the crash occurred about 2 a.m. and was called in by a villager who lives near the pond, heard the crash, and immediately called 911. So immediately, you got a car in a pond. What are they thinking?
Somebody
Someone's-
drove off the road.
That someone is in the car,
Yeah.
and
Right.
who knows? They've got
Or
to
they drowned.
They've got to move quickly to try to get somebody out of the car. Well, the person drove their caddy into the pond and then fled the scene. Now, in a situation like that, what do you think a likely potential scenario there is?
They were doing something bad, which is why they had to flee.
Yeah, what do you think they were doing?
Taking roofies.
Well,
Some sort of.
taking roofies.
taking
From
roof.
somebody else?
I mean,
They were roofying themselves.
no, but
Yeah.
I really want a good night's sleep tonight, so I'm going to take these roofies now.
When someone gets into a wreck and then like flees, a lot of times it's because they're under the influence.
Yes.
Of
So-
roofies, Roxanne. Of roofies.
I mean, you were close, but you went a little.
So close.
You went a little too far. All right.
You're in the-
No, but a crash 2:00 in the morning. Listen, I think it's a safe assumption.
was he drunk? Was he high?
Well, probably drunk. And we've heard of these stories before of people that get into a crash, they flee the scene, and then hey, listen, some even like dig deeper and they say, "Oh yeah, my car was stolen." That's another one. But my 45-year-old driver was located at his home in the Villages. He claimed he fell asleep while he was driving. Yeah, the vehicle failed to stop for the posted stop sign, traveled over the shoulder, struck a fence, drove into the center of the pond, and the car became fully submerged. The driver exited the vehicle, left the scene, returning to his residence prior to emergency personnel arriving on the scene. So right away, they're looking for a driver. They, did they drown? Are they in the car? Did they get out of the car and drown in the pond? I mean, it just taxes all these resources. But in a lot of cases, it's a driver who is drunk and they're trying to get the hell out of the scene. Anyway, the driver was arrested for fleeing the scene of the accident. So they're still going to be in trouble. They might have avoided a DUI. And another scam or another trick that drivers use if they're drunk is they'll leave the scene and then the cops will go to their house. They answer the door. They're drinking a bottle of whiskey or drinking a beer. And then you can't, at that point, say for sure whether they were impaired while they were driving the car or they guzzled up good while they got home. So that's a little scam-a-lama that they do.
Also, that's another MJ pearl of wisdom you're calling it?
No, I'm not trying to suggest
it,
any.
it sounds like a pearl of
No,
wisdom.
It
sounds like
no.
suggestion.
It's not a suggestion.
It sounds like it.
I'm educating people on things that people do. I'm not suggesting anyone does that.
It sounds. I mean,
I'm not suggesting that anyone does that.
Sounds
All
like you're backtracking now.
Quickly, the other item here. If you go to the grocery store, and let's say the grocery store is closing at 9 or 10 o'clock, and the department that you want, deli department, meat department, fish department, if they've already started closing and they can't get you your item,
Jump over the counter.
don't go nuts. Don't pull a gun on the butcher. All right, yeah.
It depends what the product is,
Now,
right?
Fester, you said that you went to a supermarket recently and there was still a good chunk of time before closing. Now, this has happened to me, and I do hate this. I dislike this immensely.
I understand it, though. I mean, if it's a lot slower, they start breaking down the hot deli. And I'm not a hot deli guy, but all the hot trays were coming out. It's like the store's still open for an hour.
Yeah, I've seen a fight. I was in the store and I saw some guy yelling at the deli counter, and it was like 30 minutes before the store closed, and they were like cleaning up all the slicers already. And the guy's like, "It's 30 minutes! It's 30 minutes
Yeah, you get some
until you
boar's head.
close!"
At Publix, I don't remember them. I think everything opened at the same time.
Yeah,
in
look.
my worldview.
You know what the worst thing to see is when you go there like the last half an hour and they're throwing away all the bakery stuff that they would have charged you full price for if you were there 3 seconds earlier. And I'm like, these sons,
Yeah.
these big trash bags full of bakery
So
stuff.
this happened in Missouri, Republic, Missouri. Larry Green Gay, 70 years old, charged with a felony count of unlawful use of a weapon. Why? He went to a price cutter. That's a chain of supermarkets. There's also a Price Chopper. I always love Price up in like New York State. It's like Price Chopper. So he went to Price. Who do you think has lower prices, the Price Cutter or the Price Chopper?
Would you rather be identified as a chopper or a cutter?
Well, I think a chopper.
Slicer.
I think the Chopper is like a little more violent.
I think so,
So I
too.
think that probably the prices are lower at the Price Chopper than the Price Cutter.
If you're a cutter, then you might have some mental issues and might need some therapy or something.
Nobody likes my idea of price slicer.
Price
There's
Slicer.
rhymes.
We're getting there.
How about Price Obliterator?
Ooh, price bludgeoner.
Oh, the Price Bludgeoner. The Price Stabber.
Are we talking about cutting and the star of this story is named Gangrene? Didn't you say his name was Gangrene?
No.
Gay.
Larry Gene Gay.
Oh, I thought you were saying Green Gay. Okay,
Larry,
Gangrene. No.
Larry Gene Gay was charged with a felony count. He was pissed off because the meat department closed early, so he pulls a gun. Court documents show that officers responded to the scene, ordered Gay to get out of his truck so they could arrest him. After he was taken into custody, they found a bullet in the chamber. Apparently, he went to the price cutter to buy steaks. He told the, quote, good man who was helping him that he needed to weigh the steaks. However, the meat department was closed. So Gay said at that point, well, we're going to have a problem here. He shows the guy his gun. He shows the meat department guy his gun.
Whoa.
And he says, just to say, I'm not stealing. I need you to help me out here. I need you to get a couple of these steaks. I'm not going to hurt you. But apparently they started cleaning up, and the meat department was closed. There was something about weighing the steaks.
You have to weigh the steaks.
Yeah. And the meat guy said, hey, yeah, we're closed. I'm sorry. So the guy shows him a gun. Listen, I need the steaks. I'm not going to hurt you. But he's flashing a gun.
Did he get the steaks?
No.
Oh.
I'm seeing a great ad campaign from this.
He was
Like,
what?
your meat's so good, people are going to stick us up for it. Like our meat is so good, people come in with guns. Couldn't you see that playing out in like a commercial?
Our meat is so good, people actually want to buy it during business hours.
I could see a commercial. Where a customer is holding a gun to the butcher's head. I think that's a fantastic commercial,
That's some
Roxanne.
good
You know
meat.
what? You ought to get into advertising. Roxanne Advertising Agency.
All right, so we have a gun.
I want to hear what you're going to do for car dealers.
Slash our prices.
It's all about carjacking with the
On the test drive?
yeah, on the test
Our
drive.
cars are so great.
You want to steal it right off the lot.
You're going to carjack our salesman during the test drive, pull a gun, and throw him out of the car on
Yes.
I-75?
Yes, look at all the violent stuff we're hearing about. It's going to appeal to a certain group. It's going to hit home.
Anyway, the store called the police. The officer asked Mr. Gay why he thought the people in the store called the police, And
Oh, Mr. Gay.
he told him, I might have been threatening them with my gun, and said, oh, yeah, bingo.
What's the matter with Mr. Gay?
How's Mr. Gay not customer of the month holding the butcher accountable? The manager certainly would not have stood for this.
Yeah. Actually, Mr. Gay, when he was confronted by the police, why do you think they called the police on you? He first said, I have no idea.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, but then he said, oh, the gun? Yeah, the employee said he received a call from the meat department about a man packing his own meat. So he started to pack his own meat. So
I got it.
Oh.
You'll pack heat for our meat.
Wow,
go,
you're,
yeah.
you're getting there.
We're getting there.
It's still a work in progress. We should have a lunch over it, but I like it.
So I
A
guess
steak
I
lunch.
guess the meat department was closed. The butcher's cleaning up. The guy goes behind and starts packing his own meat. So I think that's what started the whole deal. And the guy said, "Hey, we're closed, and we're cleaning up." Anyway, the dude was arrested. He was being held in the county jail on $50,000 bond. So listen, I don't like it when supermarkets close their departments early, but also don't flash a gun. Don't brandish a weapon. Not a good idea.
No.
Not a good idea at all. So is that like a daily double of pearls of wisdom stories for you there, Roxanne? What do you think?
Words to live by.
You like it? All right, 7:14 at the MJ Morning Show. We're back in minutes, and we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. So we're loaded up good, and also the major announcements happening at 7:30. We are a little over 15 minutes away from the major announcement. It is next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. So stand by. Now, for years I've talked about... Morning Show. You've got Q105, MJ and the crew here. Roxanne, me, MJ. I got Fester running around. I've got Froggy over here. We got a big announcement coming up in about 5 minutes, 7:30. Massive announcement here on the MJ Morning Show. So stand by. I'm pretty confident that the bulk of the audience is really going to like this. Hey, there might be a couple of haters out there. I don't know why, but you never know. Let me grab Sheriff Chronister quickly. Sheriff Chronister, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff, welcome back to the MJ Morning Show.
And good morning, MJ.
Hey, so we've talked about this because I think it's an important story. And what happened recently is that the legislature passed and then the governor signed a new bill that beginning on July 1st, you're not going to need to have a concealed weapons permit in order to carry a concealed weapon, a gun, here in the state of Florida.
Correct. And I think a void that's been created is your training component. You know, how to properly handle that firearm, how to properly store that firearm to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And at the same time, where can you carry that concealed firearm?
Yep.
You know, ignorance is never a defense. You know, what happens, and there's a lot of things in that new law. So if you plan on carrying that concealed firearm under this new permitless carry, you better make sure you're aware of where you can carry it.
You know, the bottom line is, you know, this show, the MJ Morning Show, we do a lot of content. We really run the spectrum. And if we can just give the message to a large contingent of Tampa Bay area residents regarding gun safety, if the law's changing, if we can get, you know, a couple of hundred listeners to just say, you know what, I would like to know the law. I would like to get trained. I would like to learn about safety. If we can, in some fashion, some way, help with the safety and education component, I think that that's a public service that we can offer here on the radio show. And you, as a sheriff's office, you're doing the same thing. So what you're doing is you're hooking up with Shooter's World, which is on Fletcher in Tampa, and you got a grant. You've got a grant of $75,000 from the Law Enforcement Trust Fund. And what are you going to be able to do?
Well, this is even better. From the Law Enforcement Trust Fund, this is money we've seized from criminal activity. So what a better way of using it than putting it back in the community to make sure we focus on gun safety here in our community. They can go to shootersworld.com, and when they check out, they type in Team HCSO, and the fee they would normally be charged to take their concealed weapons permit class, that $75 is waived. The fee's waived.
That is amazing. So the fee for the concealed weapons and safety course, the fee is going to be waived. Also, the grant is allowing you to offer free trigger locks. And is there a gun safe or a vault component as well?
Another important component of this is making sure these guns don't fall into the wrong hands to a child, or that we don't believe, because I can't believe we're still talking about this, that you can't leave your firearm in an unsecured car and believe that's responsible gun ownership. 379 firearms stolen last year and already this year from people leaving them in their unlocked cars. When we know that 2 out of 3 car burglaries are crime of opportunities because the car is simply left unlocked. You know, totally preventable. So, yes, when you take this course, at the end, you're going to get a trigger guard to make sure that doesn't fall into the wrong hands. And then we have a little mini gun vault. You can take both or one or the other. But, again, make sure you're properly trained on how to handle that firearm so you don't accidentally shoot yourself or a loved one, and then make sure you can properly store that firearm.
All right. Go to shootersworld.com, and then at checkout, so you sign up, and then at checkout, so the code is what is it? I'm looking at one of the stories here. It says code HCSO or Team HCSO.
Yes, sir. MJ, Team HCSO.
All right. So enter that code, and you're going to get this course for free. Public service from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, because the law is changing on July 1. Hey, later on, Chad, folks, we're on with Chad Chronister, the Sheriff Hillsborough County. Roxanne, you just mentioned car thefts, unlocked cars, crimes of opportunity.
Yes.
Roxanne has a story that we're going to get into later on about a friend that had a car stolen. I mean, it's a crazy story, so we're going to follow up on what you just said.
And I want to ask Chad real quick, if you don't mind, Sheriff, anything similar in Polk County? Some of our texters want to know if there are other programs. Are you aware of? I know you're Hillsborough, but do you know of any of the other counties that are doing something similar?
I'm not. I know that they're working at a similar program in Miami. I think a lot of the sheriffs are expressing the same concern. You know, I think we're all worried. You know, I certainly support the Second Amendment. It's just the responsible gun ownership, the safety portion that we're concerned with. And the only way to be prepared is to be trained. So hyper focused on that and the storage of it. But no, I believe that they're working on something in South Florida. I haven't heard anything else. But listen, every sheriff's office has law enforcement trust fund money. That's the money we get from drug dealers and all the criminal activity. What a better way to spend it than keeping our community safe.
Awesome. Sheriff Chad Chronister, you're always welcome on the MJ Morning Show, Hillsborough County Sheriff. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for helping us get the word out.
You bet. All right, folks, 7:30. Actually, 7:31. I'm a minute late here on the MJ Morning Show.
Which surprises nobody.
Yeah, how dare you be
I mean,
late?
you know.
Dude, listen,
you please stay on time?
a minute late for me.
In the world of MJ, it's fantastic.
It's fantastic. Without further delay, the massive announcement on the MJ Morning Show is as follows. Man, this is some hype music, isn't it, baby? I'll tell you what, the big announcement has entered the building. Yeah, baby. Hey, Fester, put down that peanut butter nana sandwich.
I just ate a nana sandwich. So why are you mentioning that?
Here's the deal. I think the audience is going to love this because if I can make something twice as good, if I can make something twice as big, well, folks, you're in for a treat. We had a couple of very successful events here on the MJ Morning Show. One was last August, and the other was just back in November. We gave away, in August, 20 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets. We gave away for an entire week, every day, every hour. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 6, 7, 8, and 9 o'clock hours. You know, these are, full Windows computers. These things are gorgeous. The audience went nuts for these things back in August. We did a repeat, thanks to Dom, the IT guy. He's helped hook us up here by getting these units for us. So we did it again in November, and it was even bigger in November. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's coming back. We are giving away more Microsoft Surface Pro tablets. But I'm doubling the deal. You know the old Billy Mays and Anthony Sullivan commercials? But don't act yet. We're going to double the offer.
Yeah.
Instead of giving away 20 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets during a week, we're going to give away 40 tablets during 2 weeks. 2 solid weeks of Microsoft Surface tablets. So Monday through Friday in week 1, Monday through Friday in week 2, every hour, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours. You know who stepped up? You know who's making this possible?
Who?
One of our phenomenal clients here on the MJ Morning Show.
Froggy, get up. Froggy, get up.
2 college brothers.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Wade, he said, hey, want to do a promotion with you guys. And I said, hey, I got just the idea. So Wade, who runs 2collegebrothers.com, a phenomenal moving company, has stepped up, making this possible. Don secured the 40 units for us.
Holy
so,
crap.
Well,
there's all 40 of them. He just wheeled them right in.
Can you guys lift up? Can you lift this up behind me?
No, it's too heavy.
It is.
It took all of our power just to put them on lift up the hand cart.
Yeah, I was gonna put him on the credenza behind me so we could see him.
Oh, we can do that.
Yeah,
we can't lift up the hand cart.
Let's just stack him on the credenza behind me here.
So they sit behind MJ. That's great.
Yeah, just put him on top of the papers. So I am so excited about this. Hey, Don, thank you for getting a hold of these 40. And again, thanks to Wade at twocollegebrothers.com.
That's
Folks,
awesome.
if you need to move, if you want the best moving company around, if you want amazing treatment, if you want amazing pricing, it's Two College Brothers, obviously. And Two College Brothers has made this possible. We're giving away 40 Microsoft Surface Pros. Now, I will, in a short order, I'll give you the time frame. In short order, just keep listening. And soon we'll lay out the exact dates that we're going to begin the contest. So right now, I'm just letting everyone know that shortly, Tablet Tag is coming back, and we're giving away. Let me get a handful of these things.
Yeah, a handful. You can tell as many as you like. There's 40 of them behind you.
I've got 40 of these things.
Turn it around.
Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets, 40 of them.
Wow.
No one's ever done this. This is unbelievable. No one does this.
Nobody.
No one did 20. Nobody gave away 20 tablets, and we're giving away 40 of them.
I legitimately don't think Bill Gates has access to this many tablets.
Look,
incredible.
If you're watching MJTV, hey, Andrew, can you see him behind me? You got it. Look behind me.
Look at that stack.
I mean, look at this. This is unbelievable.
I'm kind of waiting for Oprah to walk in and go,
Yeah.
you get a tablet.
Yeah.
You get a tablet. You get a tablet.
Everybody gets a tablet.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. So, first of all, I love my tablet. Don, the IT guy from Team Logic IT, you turned me on to the Microsoft Surface tablet about a year ago.
Yeah, it was right about a year ago.
You know, I never considered it. And I was always, I've used like the Lenovo T-Series, formerly of the IBM ThinkPads. And I've been hooked on those for years. Do you know now you've converted me that the Microsoft Surface Pro tablet is my number one device that I use for all of my show prep now.
Same for me. I mean, it's the first notebook replacement that's a tablet.
That's a tablet.
Yeah.
And it operates exactly like a Windows computer. I love it. So I appreciate it. Thank you,
No problem.
Don, for helping facilitate this. Thanks to Wade at Two College Brothers. They're sponsoring our giveaway. 40 Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets. We're giving them away shortly. So keep listening, and we'll give you the exact dates that the contest begins shortly. But it's coming, folks. And you can see it's coming because I got 40 of these things right behind me, and you can see them right now on MJTV.
And you're going to do it tablet tag style?
Yeah, yep.
So the first person sets the name?
Yeah, we don't need to get into the logistics.
Well,
yeah,
people are going to ask.
Right, yeah, well, of course. So I'm going to announce the dates coming up, so keep listening to the MJ Morning Show, and in the coming days, we'll give you the start of the contest. And again, it's going to be 2 solid weeks, Monday through Friday, week 1, Monday through Friday, week 2, and we are going to have a winner for a tablet in the 6, the 7, the 8 o'clock, and the 9 o'clock hours. Every single hour for the entire 2 weeks during the MJ Morning Show. 40 winners of these tablets. These are Intel processors in here. These are awesome. Love them. So, folks, that's the big announcement. We're giving away 40, doubling the deal. It's twice as big. People were like, unbelievable, giving away 20 of these Microsoft tablets. Now we're doubling 40 tablets, and I'm excited. I know the audience is going to be thrilled. We're able to have twice the winners that we had previously. So unprecedented. And thanks to Don for helping secure these things from your distribution folks. And thanks to Wade, twocollegebrothers.com, twocollegebrothers.com. Smartest move you'll ever make. And they're sponsoring our contest.
I'll tell you, Wade would have been very impressed with Don and his skills with the hand truck.
Yeah.
Getting those
that's right.
forward
That.
tablets up here.
Thank
coulda-
God the elevators
right.
is working.
Oh, dude,
that was.
It took a year to get the elevator working.
Oh, believe me, I remember last time bringing them up.
Oh my God!
It was a
Seriously, our elevator in the building was broken for a year. I don't know what the hell happened. Don, thanks a lot for bringing these in,
Thanks, guys.
and thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And they're all behind me right here if you want. And I'll take a picture. So for those that are not watching MJ TV and you can't see all the tablets behind me, I'm going to take some pictures. I'll put them up on my Instagram. We'll put it up on the website. But very, very exciting time. All right, Roxanne.
Yes.
We just spoke to Chad Chronister.
Yeah.
And Sheriff of Hillsborough County. And before... Oh, no, I guess you mentioned it. Well, no, you mentioned earlier this morning, you told me about this crazy story.
Yeah, I actually
Right.
emailed you about it
Right.
late last night.
So before Chad Chronister even called, Roxanne had told me about a crazy car theft story, and Sheriff Chronister just brought up crimes of opportunity, and there's been a rash of this crap in my neighborhood in South Tampa, and thieves are not smashing windows in cars. There are enough idiots that are leaving their cars unlocked and open with stuff inside. They don't need to smash windows. They just got to lift up the door handle and go on in.
You mentioned South Tampa. I don't know all the details, but I know a friend of a friend who parked her car in the driveway bringing groceries in. Boom, her car was gone when she came out.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because she left the keys, she left it open.
But you have another story that's insane.
This one is more insane.
All
yes.
right, now, hang on. Let me just backfill a couple of things here. In South Tampa, where I am, there have been, like I said, a rash of burglaries. I know that in my neighborhood, there was a car that was unlocked, and the owner had a handgun inside. I mean, first of all, don't leave a weapon in your car. Bring it in your house. And then to leave a weapon in your car and then to have your car unlocked? That's insanity. So there's a gun on the street in my neighborhood because someone left it in the car and didn't lock the car. I know that these burglaries that have been happening, I know that some people down the street, they had like 3 unlocked cars. They had cash stolen. They had a bunch of like gift cards like to restaurants that were in the car. Just a whole bunch of stuff stolen. And then a couple of streets over, a neighbor of mine told me about this story. There was a brand new Porsche Panamera, right? Is that how you say it? It's not the. I always want to say Panorama. The Porsche Panorama. No,
Panamera.
Don't
Panamera.
Froggy knows.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's a Panamera.
no, it's Panamera.
Yeah.
All right. So this Porsche, it's like $150,000 car stolen out of the driveway, and apparently the key was inside the car, and because some people will leave their key fob in the ashtray or in the center console. It's like, what the bleep? So just some examples of these crimes of opportunity. Wallets, gift cards stolen, whole cars stolen, guns stolen. Do not leave valuables in your car, but do not leave your car unlocked. And for crying out loud, don't leave your key in your car unlocked. And now, and like I said, in Beach Park, over the last year, there's been a number of these incidents. And they're crimes of opportunity. Don't make it easy for the bad guy.
I think every neighborhood has a warning at least once, twice a year. People just walking by, lifting car handles, going through the neighborhood at night when everybody's asleep.
Yep. That's what they do.
Well, this is this panned out in a different way.
So 2, 3, 4
that
o'clock
happens.
in the morning, these crooks, they're going to neighborhoods and they're just lifting up door handles, seeing which dopes left their cars open.
Or mall parking lots, if not to steal the car, then just to rummage through the car.
All right. Well, anyway, Roxanne's got a crazy story. And this is a friend of yours?
Yeah, this is one of my best friends. I stayed the night at her house 2 weeks ago.
Where was your
And-
car?
Exactly.
Whoa!
at the scene of the crime.
All right.
Dun, dun.
Yes.
Tell us exactly what happened.
So she told me that recently her
What's his friend's name, by the way?
Jessica.
Okay, it's not
Oh,
Kendall. It's not
wow.
Kendall.
No.
First time.
Oh, so you're actually using a real friend's first name.
I'm using a real name.
Oh my God, ladies and
And-
gentlemen, this is a milestone. This is breaking news. Breaking news on the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne's actually using a real friend's name
Unbelievable.
instead of some fake pseudonym.
Well, this friend wants her car found, so.
Right. All right, so what happened?
So Jessica's daughter, Jessica's divorced, and her daughter, who's 19, borrowed her father's car because her car was getting serviced.
Okay.
So her father drives a Porsche 911 Turbo.
A Porsche 911 Turbo?
Yes, fun to drive. I've
Those
driven
can be
those.
like $175,000.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like the cost of a house.
Those are fast.
So now I have to ask.
Yeah.
Did he buy it before or after the divorce?
Good question. I believe after,
Yeah,
but
of course he did.
Yeah, yep. So, anyways, she's driving her dad's car, and she goes back to her mom's house, parks the car in the driveway. And by the way, this is in Dunedin. It's a gated community. And so, if you know how
you
sometimes
think you're
people
all
think
safe.
they're- right?
You think you're all safe behind those gates, huh?
That
Right.
aluminum gate.
So her mom, Jessica, told me that she said her daughter Olivia has a bad habit of leaving her keys in the car unattended because she just has a comfort level pretty much with where they live.
Right.
Like, okay, nothing's going to happen here. I know all the neighbors.
But in
everybody's
this case, it was not her car, her keys. It was Dad's $175,000 Porsche twin turbo
Yes.
911.
911 Turbo. Yes. So it was taken right from the driveway, like in 15 minutes. So it was, obviously stolen.
Gone in 15 minutes.
Gone in 15
That's
minutes.
the next movie franchise. Not quite as exciting. Gone in 15 minutes.
All right, Lenny, listen, I'm at the scene. Take your time. You still have 13 minutes left.
Gone
All
in
right?
15 minutes.
good.
No,
Stopwatch is running.
But still,
Yeah.
she pulls in, goes into the house,
Yes.
and the car was ripped off out of the driveway.
Just right out of the driveway.
Wow.
With Olivia, we think that someone followed her.
So
they see a young girl.
driving an expensive ass car.
Yes.
Now, here's the deal. There are car thieves. There are rings. There are rackets. There are gangs. There are like wish lists.
Mm-hmm.
They have cars that they're looking for. So a lot of these car theft rings, it's almost like they have an order form of the cars that they need to steal. So if they see them, they'll follow. So that might be exactly what happened. The criminals, car thieves, saw this expensive Porsche 911 Turbo, and that's one we need.
Yep.
And they must have followed in. And a lot of these gated communities, if the gate's open, you can get right in.
Right.
You can just follow right
someone in.
Exactly.
It's pretty easy
And
to
then
get
on the
in.
way out, they open up automatically when
Right.
to exit. There's no issue getting out. It's not like you're going to be trapped.
Exactly.
Caught in a trap. Go ahead.
So they stole it, and it showed up a couple of days later. They found it, and I don't know. I needed to ask how they found it, but I don't know if they tracked it or if she had stuff in her purse. Because by the way, her purse, her wallet, her tote bag, her computer, all of it gone.
All gone.
All of it stolen.
So I'm surprised they found the car because a lot of times there are two things that happen to these cars. The high-end cars that get stolen, and even cars like, lower price cars like some of these Kias or some of the Camrys.
I've always heard that
Right.
Honda was one of the top
Yeah,
selling
me too.
cars because of there's so many of them out there.
Yeah,
different
Honda
parts.
Civic.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times it's parts. So let me tell you the two things that I've been told happen to these cars. When cars are stolen, they're either chopped up for parts because a lot of times the car's value is greater, the sum of its parts, than the actual car itself.
Right.
Plus, you get rid of the evidence. You part the thing out. So a lot of times these cars are chopped. They take them to chop shops, and the quarter panels are taken out. Just the various parts, seats and this and that. And that's number one. Number two, on a lot of the high-end cars, a lot of times they're exported. They're sent to South America. They get put in containers, and boom, they're gone. And there are a lot of cars that end up in South America, or for a while, with the whole Ukraine war deal and sanctions and all that, I don't know if this has changed, but there were cars that were going to Russia as well.
I've heard that.
Yeah,
if you have an exotic stolen, you're going to see it in the streets of Russia.
Yeah, it might be floating around Moscow before you know it. So those are the two things that happened to the cars. So
And
I'm surprised, though, that the car was found.
Yes, I'll tell you that in a second. But Texter brought up a good point. A lot of the gated communities have common codes. So again, you think you're safe, but it's like it's the same code all up and down the street. All up in the same area. Anyways, they found the car at a gas station, and I said to my girlfriend, I was like, they took that for a joyride. And she said, Roxanne, you wouldn't even believe it. She said every single light, every warning light in the car was on.
They wrecked it. So in this case, maybe it was a joyride deal.
It sounds like it.
And they just lucked out by following the car and finding the keys left in the car. Don't have that false sense of security that I'm in a gated community or I'm in my driveway. No one's going to steal my car. They do. Oh, incidentally, I did follow up with the friend of mine that knew about this Panamera, the Porsche that was stolen in South Tampa. That car never was recovered.
Oh.
And I asked like a week ago.
Love that car.
The car never was found. It was like a white Porsche Panamera and gone. So that might have been a case where either that thing was chopped up or maybe just put into a container and sent to, South America. So sent to Colombia, to Medellin, man.
It's a shame.
At what point does this become a lesson for dads not to put their irresponsible 19-year-olds in $150,000 cars?
Yeah, probably.
You couldn't have picked up a used Corolla or something.
Probably
sir?
a good point. How old's the girl that was driving the car, Rox?
Olivia, 19.
19.
Olivia was 19.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the best move to give a 19-year-old girl 100. Because Porsche 911 turbos, I want to say they're like 175 grand. Hey,
I'm on the website. They start at 114.
No, that's the regular 911 Carrera.
I'm telling you.
You got to go to like the GTS, GT3 turbo. All
right, so the GTSs start.
Well, 158, the Carrera.
171.
Well, that's the convertible. That's the cabriolet.
158, 160. It's an expensive car.
I'm going to sound ridiculous when
that's
I say
the
this.
starting price, but then you add some of the options. Boom. Yes.
I learned to drive on that car.
You want pinstriping.
Hold on. Let Roxanne. What?
I learned to drive on that car.
Yeah.
That's how I learned to drive, because I wanted to learn stick shift. So that was a car my dad had. So in other words, I don't think it's bad to let your
dad had a 911?
Turbo.
A turbo?
Yeah.
I had a 92 Saturn.
Yeah,
so did Michelle.
Nobody cared about that. Nobody wanted to steal
Michelle had a 92 Saturn, like what, SL2 or something?
Ooh, was it like sort of that weird green color?
Yeah, that green color,
No,
right?
Michelle had blue.
I had the cool green.
That was a good color. I miss Saturns.
Yeah,
92 Saturn. Remember Saturn? That's
GM
where there was no haggling. It was all fixed price. They were the first ones to do fixed pricing.
It's great.
And, I went in thinking I was Mr. Big Shot. I was dating Michelle. This is before we were engaged.
Welcome to Saturn, Mr. Schnitt.
Yeah,
you sure you can afford these?
So I tried to go in and get Michelle a better deal. And they're like, nope, fixed pricing. That was my first experience with fixed pricing. That was at the Saturn of Virginia Beach.
Oh.
1992.
I love that car.
Yeah.
I wish GM would bring back Saturn.
So, Rox, that's a hell of a story right there.
Isn't
And the car, how much damage to the car? Have you heard?
I don't know how much damage, but it was beat up.
I'm shocked, though, that the car was found.
Yeah.
That's what's shocking to me.
That almost tells you it's not like a big, well, it definitely tells you it's not a big operation of car thieves. It's more crime of opportunity.
Yeah, tell the gang that stole it who's going to steal another car tonight. They don't care.
But I've been hearing more and more of these stories, and it always happens to people who leave their keys in the car.
Next here on the MJ Morning Show, the average person wastes how much money a year in groceries? Meaning you buy stuff, it spoils, it goes bad, you throw it away. The average person wastes how much a year in groceries? Roxanne, would you like to guess?
A year?
Yeah.
I'm going to say $322.
They're barely eating.
$1, Bob.
Over the course of a year? I mean, are you talking about like a whole family or just one individual
Yeah,
person?
that's something. One person.
The average person wastes nearly blank a year in groceries.
I mean,
What do you mean wastes? I mean, groceries are
Throws it away. You buy it and it spoils.
I have a guess.
and you throw it away. Yes.
for $5,000.
what? That seems a little high.
I mean, 500.
Dude, you just
God, I always ruin the game.
I wanted to drag it out a little longer.
I thought you meant
You're
how much
over.
money do they spend on groceries in a year?
He clearly
I-
said
dude,
waste.
I said waste.
He said it 4 times.
All right, it's
Well, I feel like a boob.
it's $3,000.
Okay.
Oh my God, I was so close.
Yeah,
You weren't that
closer than
bad.
I was.
Right.
But it's who does these studies? Like, come to my house and keep track of the food we don't eat.
This was a one poll done on behalf of HelloFresh.
This is crap. I don't think I throw out $10 a day worth of food. I mean, I eat it all. I'm serious.
So wait a minute.
$10,000
When your lettuce starts to decompose in the crisper drawer and it turns into that green or organic matter sludge,
I've had that happen.
You're still eating it?
No, but it's only $1.50, $2 for $3 for a head of lettuce. I mean, I'm not spending $10 a day on food that I'm throwing out.
You know what? There are a lot of people. See, Fester, you're probably like me. I am a leftover eater. I will not if I get food, if I get takeout and I don't eat it all, I'm eating it the next day for lunch.
Didn't we have a story last week about people forgetting about leftovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a high percentage of people that they
just forget.
Either it's leftovers that you cook yourself or you bring leftovers home from a restaurant. And we had a story just last week. I can't remember what the numbers were. Fester, you can look it up. But a very high percentage of people, they forget about their damn leftovers.
They forget, or some people are just leftover averse.
Leftover averse.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning,
Meaning they don't want to eat food if it's already okay. They liked it fresh and hot the first day, but they don't like it left over.
Some things heat up even better, though.
Yeah,
they do.
I subscribe to that theory that some things are better the second day. But MJ, that's a lot of money per person. I have a household of 4.
I'll tell you, like lasagna. You make lasagna and fresh out of the oven, okay, all good.
Very good.
But then you put it back in the fridge and it all gels up and it becomes like a brick of lasagna. And then you reheat that in the oven. Don't folks, don't do the microwave. Come on. Boo! You know, put it in the oven. And
If you're in
a
a
lot
hurry.
of times lasagna is even better the second day after it's been chilled and cooled and turned into that coagulated brick in the fridge.
you know what's better the second day? Always a nice wet salad.
Yeah, crisp is gross. I want it soggy and kind of just falling apart.
When the croutons have absorbed all the juices,
Ew.
they're like
They're
little
soft.
bread sponges. That's
What was that, Andrew? Andrew looked it up. A third of the people, is it?
1/3 of Americans, yes.
All right, a third of Americans forget about their leftovers.
Yeah, and I'm getting a lot of leftover averse people chiming in on the text line. I hate leftovers. People are passionate about it. Some people don't like them.
But $3,000 a year seems awfully high.
Do you guys ice bath your lettuce?
Nope.
Do you know about this?
Nope.
You've never heard of ice bathing your lettuce?
I mean,
I've heard of ice bathing to
my
to-
knee. Yeah.
for injury
No,
recovery.
no. Folks, you got to ice bath your lettuce, whether it's iceberg, whether it's romaine, what you want. When you wash your lettuce, here in Florida, we don't have the benefit of like turning on the tap and the water's cold.
Right.
Most of the year, our water's like lukewarm. Cold water is lukewarm because, it's hot in Florida.
At best, it's cool.
Up north, like winter months, or you're out in Colorado or something. Even in the summer, the water's cold. But that's the best feeling when you turn on the tap and you're in a cold climate and the cold water is like cold water out of like a refrigerated water fountain. But yeah, you got to ice bath your lettuce because it crisps it up. So in Florida, when you wash your lettuce to try to get all the
Dirt and critters
all
and-
the migrant worker pee off your lettuce.
All right, that's a little extreme.
All right, so
And that does add a little
I actually prefer that one. Give me the green one with the streaky yellow.
oh man, new Hidden Valley Ranch pea flavor. What do you think?
dude.
No, so here's the deal.
For that fresh from the field flavor.
You gotta ice bath your lettuce, and what you do is after you wash your lettuce, you need a bowl
Yes.
that you've iced up with water. So making your water very cold, you put your lettuce in there, and it's kind of a lettuce. It's like a cold water ice shock, and it crisps up your lettuce. It's much more enjoyable. And then, of course, you got to make sure you have a salad spinner.
Can we please stop talking
it's
about
a lot
lettuce?
of lettuce.
Listen.
I mean,
Let us
Lettuce
stop.
is the most boring food.
let us
Stop.
not talk about lettuce
Let's get into cabbage.
Let us entertain you.
with more leafy greens talk.
Stock talk.
Kale.
All right.
Stock talk.
So $3,000 a year seems ridiculous.
Well,
this seems
that's
like a
the
really
deal.
dumb person study.
Yeah, I just don't know who does these studies. Who has time to do this?
Survey of 2,000 adults. It's a good sample size. 2,000 adults found on average that those that do the grocery shopping for the household spend $248 on weekly groceries, and 1 in 10 claim they spend even more, upwards of $500. Of that, people usually end up throwing away about $63 worth of groceries weekly. Add that up, it's nearly $3,000 a year in wasted groceries.
It's insane.
You got to be rich if you're.
Honey, throw away $63 worth of our groceries.
Yes, I'm tired
Guys,
of this spaghetti.
Why are you shooting the messenger over here?
Because it's a ridiculous article. I mean,
And the messenger's spewing the lie.
I'm reading the results from the one poll done on behalf of HelloFresh.
All right, so
Honey, throw out the duck.
Smithers, bring in the quail.
And you know what? Throw it right
Chuck
out.
it right out. Miss,
Meals, meals.
where's my monocle?
Hey, Roxanne.
Yes.
Listen, I'm not asking you. I'm not pointing at you.
But he's pointing at you.
But he's just, you started with the hey, Roxanne.
Hey, you got an important thing to do here.
Oh yeah. I got a
Oh,
thing.
look at you,
I got a
timely
thing
move.
for Roxanne. Oh look, Froggy's trying to tell me it's
So
time
responsible.
to do the.
Well, I saw Andrew hold up the note, but then I noticed that you didn't see him do it. So.
No, I did. I
Then
did
you're just
see him
going
do
to
it.
yell at Andrew later and it'll save Andrew some grief.
Yeah, it's time. Before I get to Roxanne, I got a question for Roxanne. And Roxanne, I don't want you to read anything into my question. Don't be insulted. Don't be embarrassed. All right, hold on. That's in 10 seconds.
You're asking the wrong
I'm busy. Are you? Okay, go ahead.
All right. First, though, this hour's special Rock the Cash Box word is like. That's like, L-I-K-E. So here's what you do. You text the word like right now, nationwide, to 45911. Do it before 8:15 for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. So there you go. Like 45911, our national contest. Good luck. You can win $1,000 right now. We do it at 8 a.m., then new words at 10 a.m., then another words at noon, then 3, then 5 p.m. Happens all day long here on the radio station you're listening to. That's Q105. All right, Roxanne. Were you saying you were getting into an argument
No,
with somebody?
I'm sorry. Continue. Yeah,
All
it's
right,
fine.
You're trying to derail me over here? or what?
No. My sister's telling me, Dad's car was a 930 Porsche. It wasn't a 911 Turbo. And
Boy.
I'm like, no, it's the same thing. But
You
go
two
ahead.
have some first world problems. Man. Daddy's Porsche wasn't this, it was this Porsche.
It was a
No, Roxanne, it was this Porsche. Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. I just noticed Sheriff Chronister did text me. So I guess he was, after we had Sheriff Chronister on, he was listening to the show, and he sent me another text. Speaking of the car thefts, he just texted 3 out of 4 cars stolen fall under the same crime of opportunism umbrella. People leave their keys or key fob in the car while it's unlocked. Thank you for helping get the word out this morning. Thank you, Sheriff. We had the Sheriff on with something else earlier. Roxanne, again, please don't read anything into
Okay.
this. I'm not asking you because I'm sniffing around. What is your understanding? How do you get gonorrhea? Sorry.
Okay, now I am going to have to say, why are you asking me this and not the whole room?
Well, because I
Do you want to know how women get it versus how
No,
men
no,
get
no,
it?
no.
Or is it or Faster and Froggy
'cause
next?
I just made an on-the-fly executive decision that your answer might be more entertaining than Froggy and Fester's. I don't know.
You think my answer is going to be
all
more
right,
entertaining?
All right, gentlemen, place
Okay,
your bets on that one. All right, Roxanne, you go
Wow.
first. All right.
So how do you get gonorrhea? And you don't have to
I
be
think-
grossly clinical.
Oh, okay. I know the real answer to this because I just read this story.
Just give him the real answer.
How the hell did you read the story?
Because I saw it, and I was like, well, I saw that. I didn't click on it, but I saw the headline. So I know the answer. So if you want me to recuse, I will.
If
but
you're looking for funny answers.
it's an STD, so
Right.
it's obviously sexually transmitted.
Oh, is it though?
But
Did you read the
there's a
same story that I read?
Yes, I did. There's
I have a guess, a real
little
one.
caveat.
All right, Froggy, what is it?
You get it by somebody farting on your head.
All right, dude.
Or is that pink? Is that pink eye?
Would you please stop?
That's the one that happens in your eye.
I thought her answer
You have-
was going to
you
be
have a-
more entertaining.
Your vocabulary consists of 3 words.
And all of them are hysterical. Good job, my man.
No,
Good job.
that is incorrect. No.
All right, Fester, do you have a boring answer?
Oh, it happens when a person.
I'm going to hit you if you don't stop talking like
Hey,
that.
seriously, all right, what's the clinical answer?
No, the texters are doing some good answers.
Okay, what's the clinical answer? What are you goading Roxanne for?
Yeah, really.
Experts are warning that gonorrhea can be transferred via kissing.
Wait, why did you look at me for this? You think I kiss a lot of people aside from my family members?
Now, gonorrhea is also known as the
Pits?
Yeah, it's the clap.
yes,
It's
the
the clap.
clap.
Oh, really?
I remember when I was a kid with my sisters, we came up with a game where we threw a ball in the air. We tried to clap in the middle, right? And my dad comes out and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "We're playing a game, Dad. It's called the clap."
Hey,
And he's like,
where do you think the name the clapper came from? You know, the inventor of the clapper, you know, clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
"Well, listen,
the guy that invented it, he had gonorrhea.
he was in gonorrhea like a program at a real hospital
And
for
then
months.
he went blind with syphilis.
Poor bastard.
And his wife's name was Phyllis.
And he never knew when the lights were on or off because he was just in there clapping and he's blind from all his STDs.
All kidding aside.
Wait, that's not true?
He ended up dying of AIDS.
No,
Wow.
you had to go too far.
Yes, I have to
You
go
had
too
to go
far.
too far.
I mean, golly.
no.
I'm sorry if you want the funny jokes,
All
go
right.
to Roxanne.
Froggy, no. The inventor of the clapper did not have the clap.
Oh, okay.
All right, that I just made that up.
But the
No,
AIDS part was true.
but seriously, apparently there is a story out. According to Professor Eric Chow, they say they believe at the Melbourne Sexual Health Centre in Australia, they believe that it's possible to catch gonorrhea via kissing. And he says that the gonorrhea guidelines need to be updated. Publishing a whole research project in the
Australian Gonorrhea Journal, the whole Australian Journal
Talk
of
about
STD.
gonorrhea?
Hello, yes, crikey. If you're kissing a koala, you might kiss the gonorrhea. You get your clap on the face.
The dingo's got gonorrhea.
The dingo
The
gave
ding-
me herpes. Oh, God.
The dingo ate my baby, and the dingo's got the gonorrhea, got the clap.
All
Oh,
right.
crikey. No, they're saying that there's new evidence that gonorrhea can be transmitted from the back of the throat. So a number of pieces of evidence suggest that transmission from the oropharynx, back of the throat, may be more common than previously thought. So I'm guessing it could be kissing or
Yeah, we know.
What?
what do you know?
Hey, what do you know, Roxanne?
I was
back
just
of the throat.
I was kind of making like some gestures like
Yeah,
I don't
don't
want
say it.
to I don't want to say
Don't
it.
say it.
So I'm this apparently is a new revelation, and they're trying to get the word out that if you think that gonorrhea is only sexually transmitted, kissing, and well, there could be some other like sexually transmission. I'm not going to go there, but hey, heads up.
Wait.
What?
I see what you did there.
I did nothing there.
Okay.
I'm putting
Very
people,
clever.
I'm putting people on alert.
The STD text lines are lighting up right now
Why?
because this is a hot topic.
Well,
and
can you share?
now I'm getting sexting instead of texting.
Can you share
Yes.
what some of the texters are saying at 800-990-1047? You know, I'm gonna reach here.
All right.
This is a reach. Is there anyone listening that
Gosh.
think they might have gotten gonorrhea from kissing?
I remember back in the day when I was in elementary school, it was mono.
Mono,
You got
mono.
Kissing
Oh, yeah.
disease.
Oh, the kissing, absolutely right.
Don't kiss anybody. You're going to get mono.
800-990-1047. By any chance, do you think you got gonorrhea from kissing? 800. What are you laughing at?
Dude, that's gross.
I'm sure the text
It's the
I'm
Q105 gonorrhea
Sure,
phones.
everybody's going to call.
Let's go to the gonorrhea phones, the gonorrhea lines. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. All right, Roxanne, can you share some of the texts, please?
These are thinkers. I love my texters. Okay. I work at a community health center. We do a lot of STD screenings. We always do a throat swab for chlamydia and gonorrhea. You can get both from kissing, according to this health community worker.
Look at that.
Ew.
And
Yep.
by the way, did you guys correct yourselves on this? Because I was in these texts.
Probably not.
Chlamydia is the clap, not gonorrhea, right?
No, gonorrhea is the clap.
All right. Well, someone told me chlamydia was. I don't
No,
know.
no, gonorrhea is the clap.
What do I know?
Yep.
All right. So then someone said, I wonder how they performed this study. How would they perform this study? Would it put people in a room and have
Well,
them?
it's a medical facility, and you probably interviewed thousands of patients, and a bunch of Australians like to deep throat kiss and do other things with your jiggly bits.
It's called
The
French kissing.
Jiggly bits.
Naughty bits.
Down here we call it kissing outback.
Okay.
Oh wait, that sounds awful. I mean, not awful.
All right, so
but-
Andrew, let me know if we get any gonorrhea calls, all right, from kissing.
First
Yes.
time texter. I think this is a joke.
Yep.
Do you know koala's leading cause of death is chlamydia?
Koala's leading cause of death, a koala bear?
Yes. I think it's an Australia joke.
Don't kiss the koala.
Yeah, all right, we're done with, we're moving on here.
No, it's not.
What?
It's real.
So you looked up koalas die of gonorrhea?
No, I typed in koala bear and the pretext that popped up was chlamydia.
Koalas are predisposed to chlamydia?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they do it.
Koala bear. Chlamydia was. Chlamydia.
Yeah. See?
I typed in koala bear CH, and then
Yeah,
here
me
comes
too.
chlamydia. First thing. Koala bear chlamydia comes up before koala bear characteristics.
Hold on, let me read that. A major threat to the health and well-being of koalas is the bacterium Chlamydia pecorum. Really? The hell? The leading cause of disease in koalas, causing a high morbidity and mortality.
I have to get into the whole science of it. Why do koala bears get chlamydia?
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't you give me a 6-page single-space report due tomorrow,
Oh my
okay?
God, it's in the leaves.
Oh, it's in the what kind? Of, don't they eat
Bamboo. I don't know
Don't
what
they eat bamboo? No, those
That's
pandas.
pandas.
eat
I don't know.
The eucalyptus. All right, pandas eat bamboo, and koalas eat eucalyptus leaves. All right, moving along. And folks, there's no theme to the show today, but I read something last night, and it's just out of the ordinary. If you think of the military and you think of a commanding officer and sexual harassment, all right, think for a minute. Military.
A specific military?
No.
right.
Just military in general. Military commanding officer and sexual harassment.
Yes.
What pops into your head?
Rear Admiral.
All right. No.
Oh.
Roxanne,
I mean, because, sexual harassment.
what would your answer be?
I have to think about this. Please repeat the question.
You didn't hear the question.
No, I didn't.
Oh, Roxanne.
What are you doing?
I'm
No.
doing my job, answering all these texters, engaging
no,
with our
hold on.
audience.
No, the first job is to pay attention to what's on the air.
Not if they're giving me interesting
No,
koala
no,
facts
the-
about chlamydia.
No,
You can't top koala.
The first job is to pay attention to the show so I don't have to repeat. All right, so here's the deal. The question is military, sexual harassment by a commanding officer. What's the first thing that pops into your head?
Oh, that movie with Demi Moore.
No. All right, listen, this is obviously
An
not-
officer and a gentleman.
This is obviously not going to
It
the
wasn't
right.
sexual harassment. Deborah Winger loved Richard Gere.
Here's the deal. When you think of the military and you think of sexual harassment and a commanding officer, wouldn't you think of a male commanding officer and a female soldier or airman or whatever,
That's
right?
exactly what I thought of.
Right. Well, why didn't you open up your mouth trap?
Well, you asked Fester and Roxanne. I was waiting for my
You
turn.
did not go to
Well,
Froggy.
I got frustrated.
Go to me.
Okay. All right, Froggy, let me give you so military commanding officer sexual harassment. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Oh, Officer and the Gentleman.
Yes, the mild hit from 1981. Yes.
Of course. Exactly.
A few good men.
When you think of sexual harassment in the
It's
military,
usually a male commanding officer
and a female
subordinate.
taking advantage of a female subordinate.
Right.
Well, guess what?
Uh-oh.
Flip it. Smack it, flip it, rub it down.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A female subordinate taking advantage of a general?
Oh, man. We've got a female Army commander accused of forcefully kissing male subordinates and fondling their junk.
Dude, you want Army enrollment to go up. I would put this story everywhere.
What the? Yeah, she's pretty attractive, actually.
Wow.
So, yeah.
How'd you know I was going to ask?
Yeah, dude, come on. Of course.
Dude.
Listen to this story. A female commander
Get over here.
is under investigation for sexual harassment after allegedly forcefully kissing her male subordinates and grabbing their kibbles and bits. A Colonel Megan Sullivan in the Army, commander of the 5th Brigade Engineer Battalion at the 5th SFAB, has been under investigation over a pattern of assault and harassment against the men under her command, according to military.com. Sullivan allegedly assaulted 2 male subordinates by forcefully kissing them and grabbing a man below the belt without consent.
What if she was giving them some training? Like, what if the enemy catches you and forces you to kiss him?
In addition to the 2 sexual assaults, the commander faces accusations of sexually harassing several additional subordinates, according to the publication, military.com. Wow. So it's just, you don't expect that. And she's a colonel in the Army, and Fester just brought up her picture. I think she's attractive.
I don't know if it's the uniform, but she could forcefully interrogate me if she had to.
I mean,
She's got a librarian look going.
She
in that
does.
photo.
Well, military uniform for female hair is always pulled back, and it's always a tight hair.
But she's attractive, this colonel. But listen, you can't forcefully.
She just walk up and grab guys' junk?
Well, apparently so.
I'm okay
But
with it.
this raises a different question, or an additional question. And I bet you we can go to phones on this, because when you think of sexual harassment, more times than not, the highest percentage is male sexual harassment of a female.
I would think that's true in almost all situations.
Absolutely.
98%.
There's no doubt about it.
Haven't you seen Horrible Bosses?
But I'll tell you what.
It's my dream.
What if we go to phones here? What if we ask our listeners, hey, do you have any stories of female sexual harassment? Did you work in an office where there was a female that was just out of control, like was one of the worst frat boys you can imagine? So have you ever witnessed females sexually harassing males? Or I guess it could be females sexually harassing other females, if that's their thing. I have no idea what kind of calls we'll get on this, but have you been in a work environment where maybe you're a guy and maybe you were sexually harassed by a female boss or coworker? I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of stories out there. If you have anything, 800-990-1047. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because you've got a high-ranking Army colonel, this attractive female officer, and she's accused of sexually harassing guys, which is the opposite of what you'd expect. All right, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I don't know what kind of calls we're going to get on this. If you have any comments, if you have any thoughts on this, or if you have any scenarios or stories that you'd like to share, 800-990-1047. And if you want to remain anonymous, all the lines are ringing. If you want to remain anonymous, that's fine. And then I took a picture last night. If you follow my Instagram, you saw it. And I want to raise the MJ question of the day. Oh, that sounds like a regular feature, doesn't it? But it's not.
It won't. It won't be. Oh, wow. I just pulled up a picture from her Facebook page of her completely out of uniform.
Man, she's attractive.
She's a pretty lady.
She is. All right, let's go to phones. Nick is in Spring Hill. Nick is first up here on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Nick, welcome.
Hey, how are you?
We are well. Go ahead.
All right, so I used to work at Hooters in Spring Hill back in 2002, 2003. I used to get harassed by the waitresses all the time. I was a cook there.
Hey, so was John Gruden back in the day.
Oh man, they were relentless. They wanted to, hang out all the time.
Oh, it sounds
and I had a
horrible.
girlfriend at the time, and I just kept on putting them down.
So you're telling me the Hooters waitresses in their hot, tight orange shorts and their white, clingy shirts, the Hooters waitresses who had to put up with grubby, handsy, rude customers all day long, you had to endure them harassing you?
All the time. All the time.
Wow.
But you had a girlfriend at the time, Nick.
And I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm telling you, one time, it's a true story. I came in, me and my old lady, I was off of work, me and my old lady came in.
I hate, don't call her old lady.
No, that's the only way to
That's all
describe it.
Doug calls me anymore is the old ball and chain.
My old lady.
That's all he says.
Are you
to me.
serious?
Yes.
Wait a
it's
minute.
so annoying.
You just eloped. You just got married 2 weekends ago, and Dig Dug calls you the old. Who does he?
well,
Who does he
I guess
call you
that's
the old ball and chain too?
Just the old ball and chain.
Married for a week.
I know. I got to ask her.
And Doug.
Yeah.
So my girl.
Yep.
So we came in for dinner, and then I got up to see about getting a discount on my meal. I walk up to to the kiosk, and literally one of the waitresses, this girl Amanda, grabbed my what.
How long ago was this?
And she's seen her.
How long?
My girl's seen her.
How long ago was this?
This is like 2003, 2004.
All right, statute of limitations has run out. Yeah. So your girlfriend saw this Hooters waitress grab you.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the call,
You must
Nick.
be real hot.
Boy, I about to say I would have given you that old girlfriend the walking papers and had the time of your life.
Man, look at this. It's all guys.
Yeah,
All
because that's the way the question was posed.
I said, are there women that also observed other
Observed it.
females?
Okay.
There are definitely women that are listening that observed other women in the office sexually harassing guys.
Yeah, watch Rebecca from Spring Hill call in and say, yeah, there was this girl, Amanda, who would grab the cook's junk all the time.
Chris, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hey, Chris.
Hey, so I was in real estate in New York City, and I worked with this woman, to say the least, that she was a cougar. And I had a girlfriend at the time, and she would always ask me to, do, heavy lifting around the office, lifting, this 5-gallon, water jug and putting it back on top of the thing.
Yeah, hey, put the Poland Springs water jug into the cooler for me, would you?
Well, but she would say things, oh, your girlfriend is so lucky to have a nice, virile young man like you at home. It was virile that she would always use. Which,
that's
okay.
So it was just verbal, right?
Well, she squeezed my bicep a couple of times. Hands to yourself.
Chris, thanks for the call. David's in St. Pete. Hey, David, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, yeah. Well, I used to work at this place. I don't want to mention the name.
Yep.
And there was a girl there. She would come by and, kind of just be friendly at first and stuff. And then one time we all went out. It was around the holidays. We all went out to the restaurant as a group. And we're out there. And I'm standing there, and I'm talking to our accountant. And as I'm standing there, this girl walks over. By the way, she was with her husband. And she left her husband just maybe 10 feet away from us. She walked over to me, and she says, oh, hi, David. How you doing? And she reaches down and starts rubbing my package. Right in front of everybody.
What?
Yeah, right. And then I was in my office. Another day I was in my office, and she comes in. And she said, how you doing? And I said, oh, all right, how's things going? Okay. And she was telling me her husband was in another city, I think, on, business or something.
Right.
And she said that she had a boyfriend. And I said, oh, really? And she says, yeah. She says, I'm good. I got, we've been going back and forth, and I took some pictures. I want to send them to him. And I says, yeah. She says, yeah, check them out.
Oh, so she shows you nude photos?
Yeah, she's showing me nude photos and photos other wearing sexy stuff.
Oh, my God. Thanks for the call, David. Have a great day. All right, just a few more here, and I got to move on. Let's grab Bobby. Hello, Bobby.
Hey.
Bobby in Newport Richie. Hey, Bobby, go ahead.
Well, I used to, when I was 16 years old, I worked at a Lum's restaurant up in Pennsylvania, right?
Lum's, were they hot dogs?
No, they were burgers and stuff like that. They were good.
Yeah, Lum's.
They're still over in California.
I thought I remember Lum's like in South Florida when I was a kid.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
I thought they were hot dogs for some reason. All right, go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead, Bobby.
I worked behind the counter, right? And these waitresses all in there, we're always waiting on the people and kidding around with me, And then one day I go in there and they said, "Boy, we had a party last night, us girls, and if you would have came, she's there, you would have been raped, right?" And
my God, it's terrible.
I'm there, boy, I wish I was there. So anyway,
all right, Bobby.
What? So a 16-year-old could be assaulted? Come on.
I swear to God.
I hear you loud and clear, Bobby. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, Joe's in Tampa. If you're just tuning in, had an item. A female colonel in the Army is in trouble for sexual harassment of male troops. And she's very attractive female colonel, probably in her, mid-40s?
You're in the Army, mostly a bunch of dudes around.
She's kissing guys, grabbing guys.
All right, we're going to do some mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. We're going to be standing up.
Two more calls. I got to move on. Joe's in Tampa. Hey, Joe.
Hey, how are you?
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so I was back in the 90s. I was my first job out of college. I was hiring my replacement. We hired a woman to replace me because I was going off to school. And she would catch me in the file room and molest me. She was all over me. And then I had a girlfriend at the time. I'm like, no. And then she started spreading all these rumors about me, that I was gay, that I was impotent, that I was, taking money from the company, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God. What a psychopath.
Are you impotent, sir?
I mean,
absolutely.
Were any of the three accusations true, Joe? Any of them? Especially the second one?
No, I don't think anything was true. Joe, thanks for the call. All right, last call on this, and then we got to move on. James is in Tampa. Hello, James.
Hey, good morning. Listen, I was 17, 18 years old. I went into the Army Reserves, and when I showed up at my reserve post, all the guys came over, and they told me, listen, the staff sergeant right there, she's bad. Stay away from her. And I went into the military initially to be a chaplain. So you can understand why a lot of the guys told me, listen, stay away from her.
Right.
Not on your career path, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I was told to go to the quartermaster, to the supply room. I went back into the cages, and all of a sudden I hear the door slam behind me, and I looked, and here she comes. And I'm going to tell you what, I ran out of that supply room so fast, you couldn't see me running. And for the next 8 years, all this woman tried to do was get in my pants. And again, as I said, trying to be a chaplain, I was not having it.
Now, James, did you become a man of the cloth?
No, of course, with her, chasing me, and I just got to the point I got tired of it, and so I was like, I'm done with this, and, unfortunately, my career in the military ended too short, way too short, and that really broke my heart because I really wanted to be a chaplain.
James, thanks for the call. I'm sorry. What did you end up doing, James?
Well, I went to Bible college and became a minister, and I was a minister for 20 years, and I retired about 15 years ago.
Oh no, but you still
worked with a religion and the faith, right?
You weren't a chaplain in the military, but you became a man of the cloth.
Correct.
Yeah,
correct.
see, that's what Hey, James, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
I thought James was going to say he now sells insurance or something in Valrico.
Or he works the door at 2001 Odyssey on Dale Mabry or something.
That's a very admirable job these days.
Or Mons. All right. I took a picture last night. Now, this is a question. I'm not offering up a suggestion. I'm not trying to force my opinion. Oh, before I get to this, just for those that are listening now, I made a major announcement about an hour ago. Major announcement at 7:30 this morning is that we are bringing back tablet tag. We are giving away 40 Microsoft tablets. 40. Like the 40-yard line. We're doubling the fun. What is it? Double the fun, double the pleasure.
Double the pleasure, double spearmint gum.
Doublemint gum.
Doublemint gum with spearmint flavored. I remember. Okay.
So the big announcement an hour ago is that we have an amazing contest that will begin shortly. I have not announced the start date. It is coming soon. But if you look behind me on MJ TV right now, you can see all 40 of these tablets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 4 piles of 10 tablets.
Okay, so let me do some math here. 10, 20, 40. 40.
Thank you, Froggy. So that's the big announcement. Coming soon to the MJ Morning Show, we're going to give away 40 Microsoft Surface tablets. These are full Windows computers. It is my go-to computer these days. I use the Microsoft Surface Pro 8 more than anything else. Love it. We've had such success. Our listeners go crazy for this. We did it last August. We gave away a week's worth, 20. Then again in November, we gave away another 20 tablets. You know, Monday through Friday deal, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock hours. Every hour someone wins. But now we're doubling the deal. We're going to do 2 solid weeks of giveaways every single hour during the MJ Morning Show. And the start date will be announced shortly here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. Now, I took a picture last night, and I put it up on my Instagram. So Michelle was downtown, and I picked up Michelle. Michelle had a meeting downtown. So I'm getting off at what is the downtown exit? I never know.
Ashley or Tampa Street.
Thank you, Ashley. I always forget what the name of the damn exit is. It's like exit 44, 43, whatever the hell it is. You know, it's before you get to the the turn and malfunction junction. Right. So I'm going to downtown Tampa, and the lottery has a billboard there that has the Mega Millions as well as the Powerball number.
Yeah,
so
the double bubble board.
It's a Florida lottery board. It's right in downtown Tampa. You see it if you're going I-275 northbound, going to downtown or passing downtown. And I took a picture. So I'm getting off at the exit. It's almost 8 o'clock. It's still somewhat light out. Or it's 7:45, 7:48. So there's some nice sunlight coming from the west off the Gulf, and it's hitting the board, and there's no cars behind me because, downtown is pretty much, deserted, at 7:45 at night. So I'm getting off the exit, and I see the board, and it dawns on me. So I grab my camera, and there's no cars behind me. No one's getting off there, going to downtown. And I snapped a quick picture. So I take this picture of the Florida lottery board. It's got Mega Millions on one side, jackpot at $26 million. And then it has Powerball on the other side, jackpot at $37 million. So I took this picture and I put it up on my Instagram. It's on Certified MJ Radio right now. Certified MJ Radio. And I asked a question. Now, I'm not saying that this is any representation of how I feel. I'm literally asking a question. And this is what I wrote as the caption of my picture. Sure, $26 million and $37 million is a lot of money. But if you finally hit the Mega Millions or Powerball jackpot and it was on the low end, would it suck? Think about it. The odds of winning Mega Millions and Powerball are ridiculously bad. Can you imagine you finally hit it and it's 26 million, 37 million? It's not 450 million. It's not 1.2 billion. So that's the question I'm asking. Now, I am not forcing my opinion. I'm just asking the question. And I would like to know, first of all, around the room, and then I'd like to grab some phone calls on this. So you see what I'm saying here?
I think this is interesting. I think I have a good analogy.
All right, 800-990-1047. 800, and it's interesting because a lot of people responded on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. If you want to see the billboard picture with the beautiful sunlight from the west hitting it just around sunset, my image is up. And listen, if you want to leave a comment on my Instagram, go to Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. And, leave a comment. If you don't follow me, give me a follow on Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. So I'd like to grab a couple of phone calls here. I'm not going to do this for a long time. I'll grab a couple of phone calls, little flavor. I've just laid it out. I've explained it. What do you think? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Yes, Rox.
I kind of compare this to, I think of like the NFL draft. And your first...
Which is coming up, by the way.
Yes.
Tomorrow night, right?
I believe it is.
Is this
yeah.
the weekend?
I think it is,
Football.
Yeah, Thursday night.
So
do the Bucks still have first pick?
Yeah, man, they're going to
go Bucks.
No, they don't have first pick.
Oh,
I think they have like 17th pick or something.
I don't know who's picking anybody.
Go ahead.
So it is like you're a first rounder, but you were the 32nd pick. So when you talk to people, you're like, yeah, I was a first round draft in the NFL, a draft pick in the NFL. But then the asterisk is that you were the 32nd pick. Okay. So it's kind of like this, like, yeah, I won the Mega Millions. But you didn't win mega millions, like 400 million. You won 26
You won
million.
millions. You didn't win mega millions.
So
you won
That's
ball.
what I think
You
it's
won
like.
ball. You didn't win Powerball.
Happy with both scenarios. Yeah.
There's a sense of randomness to the draft. You don't know how you're going to rank.
All right, so you don't like Roxanne's analogy.
Here's why, because the 15th pick could be the 25th pick. Could be the second.
Well, I'm not talking
Let's
about.
not get bogged in this.
Yeah.
All right, Fester,
Let's not get
what
bogged
is
down
your thought?
With
that
Roxanne's terrible analogy.
The odds are astronomical.
Okay.
You buy a ticket knowing what the prize is going to be.
Of course you do.
Right, so how could you be pissed? You buy. I'm not buying a ticket this week because $26 million is not enough money for me to get out of bed. All right. I mean, I don't move. I don't move for $100 million. Now you get up to a $400 million. All right, you got my attention. If you're half a bill, I'm in. I'm in.
And that's the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Listen. Would I love to win $35 million? Would I love to win $10 million? Of course I would. But for me, Powerball and Mega Millions, I don't really get motivated until it goes to, it's usually, for me, it's over $400 million.
If anything, the board is just informational right now, telling me save your money for the big prize.
Before I go to phone calls on this, and we're only going to grab a couple of calls. Froggy, yes.
I didn't raise my hand. What are you talking about?
All right, so last time we didn't go to you, and you pitched a fit like a little bitch about enough's not going to you, and now we go to you. You're like, I didn't raise my hand.
I would take 25. I don't even know what you're talking about. You want to take 25 million? You're insane.
Right, exactly.
Of course I would take it. I'm not offering up. I'm not forcing my opinion. This is really just a question. This is like fact-gathering question.
So you're trying to know how would you feel if you won that? That's the question. How would you feel?
Well, read my caption in the picture. It's like you finally win Powerball and Mega Millions, and it's a low-end jackpot, and it's not one of the monsters. Let's go to phones. Let's grab Wendy in Zephyr Hills. Wendy, you're on the MJ Morning Show, Q105. Hello, Wendy.
Morning, guys. And gals. Mike, in my scenario, I mean, if I won it, I'd just be happy to have won.
Well, listen, and a lot of people have responded in that fashion. But listen, this is just a little bit of a thought starter here. But you would rather win at $850 million than at $26 million, obviously.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you got to remember when I was young and these things were starting out. I mean, $100,000 was a lot of money.
100%. Thank you, Wendy.
I'm going to go back to my analogy that Fester hates. It's like
I don't hate your
Can
analogy.
we just cut our losses?
I don't
Can we
hate.
just,
But she just reminded me. It's not a cut loss thing. You are a first round pick. All your friends and family think that you're going to buy houses, cars, everything for them. You're like, dude, I was picked 32nd in the draft, not first.
League minimum.
Same thing. You won the Mega Millions. You got to buy me a house. No, I only won 26
I didn't
million.
say I hate your analogy. I said it was an awful.
Mics are off. We're going back to phones. All right. Hello, Wanda. Wanda's in Newport Richie. Hello, Wanda. Welcome.
Cut mics off in the
It's
middle
very
of jokes.
timely analogy. Go ahead.
All right, Festa, what was your joke?
That's over. Go ahead. Well, hey, Wanda, welcome to the program.
Wanda, go ahead.
I said I would be happy with anything.
Yep.
But of course, I would be happy with something more. But my house is paid off. My car is paid off. So anything I get would be a blessing.
Wait a minute. Your house and car are paid off now?
I'm going to brag about it.
Yes.
Well, good for you. That's fantastic, Wanda. Congratulations. Thank you. Michael's in Tampa. Hello, Michael. You're on the MJ Morning Show. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, guys. It's an honor to get to be on the show. Again, with everybody else, I would be so grateful if I would just win anything.
Anything.
And
that's really the response. Like I asked in my post when I showed this, the low numbers on Mega Millions and Powerball, if you finally won and it's a low number, would it suck? And I had certain people or some people respond back, I will embrace the suck. It's like,
Well, they say that.
I'll take it.
Greedy.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. All right, a few more. That's it. And then we got to move on. Nick is in Tampa. Hey, Nick, MJ Morning Show, you're up.
Hey, I would be happy either way. I mean, I could live without working with 20 million or without working with 800 million. I would just have to call your guys to get a free second opinion.
There you go. Thank you.
You go to the Hollands with 20 million in the bank. I mean, they take great care of you.
Hello, Steve Holland, Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors.
I just won the Powerball.
I just won the Powerball, $800 million.
Come in right now.
Yeah, can you help me invest? Yes, they can. Danica is in Lakeland. Few more and that's it. Hello, Danica. Welcome.
Oh, Danica.
Good morning. I would be so irresponsible with $400 million. I would get like bouncy house floors in my house.
Wait a minute. Hold on. You would install bouncy house floors in your entire house?
Yes, I would be so irresponsible.
Sounds like it sounds like she'd go all MC Hammer and just buy crazy crap.
Yeah.
That would be me. So I mean, but statistically though, go to Publix. That's where they hit.
Thank you, Danica. Appreciate it. Mary in Thononazasa. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Homosassa. Hello, Mary. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hi, MJ. I think it would be greedy to accept what you get and feed people that are hungry.
You get what you get and don't get upset.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it. And most of the responders to my question on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio have the same attitude. All right, last phone call on this. Ed is in Tampa. Hello, Ed. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. I'm just thinking, like, if I won $20 million, I can't think of anything that I would want to buy that I couldn't buy.
Meaning that $400 million would not if you won $26 million. After you get you don't take the annuity over the 30 years, you take the cash payout, and then you got federal taxes. It's not like you're going to buy a Gulfstream, a G650 or something.
Right. Yeah. Right. I think my life would be okay with $20 million.
There you go. Thank you, Ed. And that's been the bulk of the responses on my Instagram.
Yeah, I don't need that billionaire money where I'm buying a castle in England or anything. That's not what I'd be doing.
Anyway, just posing the question. Yes, Andrew. What are you raising your hand for?
Like the whole greed thing. Isn't trying to win $26 million already greedy?
No, it's a game. It's a game.
I don't think it's greedy. You're not inherently greedy. If you're playing the lottery, you're buying a Powerball or a Mega Millions.
Right.
I don't think that makes you inherently greedy. That you're putting down $2 on a ticket.
Optimistic.
It's a game of chance.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
I go to a casino and I play blackjack. I'm not greedy. I'm playing a game to try to win a few bucks.
Yeah, I don't think it's greed at all. Hey, I got a bunch of audio we got to get to. When we get back, I have a car wreck that you've got to hear. What a crazy story. And then also, I got like a moral dilemma question because there was a woman that was approached by another woman at the gym because of something that was observed. So I want to run a story. I want to play some audio. Oh, and then Ed Sheeran. The trial did begin in New York, and Ed Sheeran is on trial, and he's being accused of ripping off a Marvin Gaye song. We played the example for you on yesterday's show. And if you missed it, folks, major announcement at 7:30 this morning. We made the announcement that coming up soon on the MJ Morning Show, we are giving away 40 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets. 40 of them. Did they take the boxes they came in? Didn't they have like big boxes?
They came in brown, but they were shipped in brown boxes.
Right. So where are those boxes?
Don opened them all up and I think he took them with him.
Oh man, he took because I want to put these anyway. All right.
He thought you wanted him out to have better presentation.
Oh, I did, but
I
did, but I want to put them like back in the box to then store them in promotions.
Don's a very avid recycler, so they're probably already gone.
All right, so here's the deal, folks. We're giving away 40 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets. We have just taken our phenomenal contest and we've doubled it. We've made it twice as good, twice as better. So it's going to start shortly. Keep listening for the dates. It's our tablet tag with 40 winners now. 40 listeners are going to win a Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablet. Thanks to our friends at Two College Brothers. They're the official sponsor of the contest. TwoCollegeBrothers.com. Smartest move you'll ever make. And this is going to be very exciting. I can't wait to start giving these things away. Details shortly on when it all begins. So when we get back, Ed Sheeran, I've got this car wreck at a gas station that went. I mean, this is insane. There's video, there's audio, and a lot more is next. Oh, also, do you take melatonin or like some CBD? Are you into the gummies? We got an interesting story on that. And all that plus more is coming up in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now, MJ Morning Show, Q105, 856. And I'm still pumped, man. I just got a phone with Wade. Wade is the owner of Two College Brothers Moving and Storage. And, of course, they're sponsoring our massive big announcement, which is we're giving away 40, not 20, like the last two times. We're doubling the deal. We're giving away 40 of these amazing Microsoft Surface Pro 8 tablets, which is my go-to. That's what I use every day now, is the Surface Pro. So keep listening for details on the start date. It is coming shortly. You can see that they're behind me right here. They're on MJTV. Got 40 of these things right behind me on the credenza here in the studio. I just took some pictures, so when I get a moment, I will also post the pile of 40 of these Microsoft Surface Pros. I will post them, the pictures, on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. We'll also put it on the MJ Morning Show Facebook account. So we'll get all the pictures out on social media to kind of whet your appetite, wet your whistle for your chance to win one of 40 Microsoft Surface Pros in the coming days. Full details are coming on the MJ Morning Show. So I saw this last night. Roxanne, I think you sent me the story. Fester, you sent me the story.
I did too, yes.
You sent me nothing. You sent me nothing.
No,
Zero.
I forwarded it the same thing.
You did not.
Yep.
You did not.
Yep.
That's not the truth.
Yep.
So it turns out that research out of the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health reveals that these sleep aid gummies, you take something like a gummy and just jam it up with drugs. Hey, what could go wrong, right?
I mean, I can't think of a better way to ingest medication or drugs.
Yeah, that's all I buy is gummies anymore for multivitamins. I'll only eat gummies.
Speaking of gummies, Froggy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
What?
I don't know what he's doing.
Oh, why are you giving him a Kramer giddy up over there? What's going on?
Oh.
I think he wants me to use my prescription to get him gummies, which is illegal.
First of all, I'm not one to ever encourage anybody to break the law, but if you could bend it for me a little bit, I'd really appreciate it.
Knock it off. All right,
Not me.
Here's the deal. So these gummies, some of them have melatonin, some of them have CBD, derivative of hemp or marijuana. One brand that was tested contained 300% of the melatonin that was promised per serving. So what does that mean? It means that it had 3 times the active ingredient, the melatonin, than people thought they were getting.
You're ODing on it.
Now we're talking.
Can you OD on melatonin?
Listen.
You don't want to take too much.
Yeah, I've never taken melatonin. Have you ever taken melatonin?
I've taken it, but you know what happens to me when I take it? First of all, it doesn't work the first night. It has to build up in your system, and I want to take it.
Is that true, or are you just making that up?
No, because I remember I'd be like, Sundays. Sundays are the worst sleep nights for us, right? Because you're anticipating Monday. So I would try to take one on a Sunday, would do nothing. But if I did
Oh, so you had the Sunday scaries, and then you were getting ready for bare minimum Monday.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I'm so stressed out about not doing much tomorrow. Yes.
But when I've taken them, 3 days in a row, eventually they start to work, but they give me headaches after 3 days. So melatonin does not agree with me.
Well, thank you very much for that insight. I do appreciate it. All right, so the lead expert on this is Dr. Peter Cohen and his research team at Harvard.
Yes.
They tested 25 varieties of gummy vitamins for sleep, melatonin, and the CBD. How do you say it's cannabidiol, right? I can't say the damn word.
Is it cannabinoid?
No,
I don't know.
No, it's
CBD.
Call it CBD for a reason.
Cannabidiol. Cannabidiol. Anyway, it's
like
it sounds like Daffy Duck.
No, it sounds like Tourette's over here.
So
Stop.
It's CANNABIDIOL, which is the chemical known as CB. That's why they call it CBD, so you don't have to say the damn word.
And it was Porky Pig that did.
Was it Porky Pig? Thank you.
But heads up, careful. They're just finding that some of these that were tested had 300% more than what you thought you were getting. There's also an increase in like poison control center calls and visits to the hospital because, kids are ingesting, CBD gummies and other candy infused with, these supplements.
They did a poison control, seminar at my kids' school.
Yep.
And they talked about all that. Not ingesting gummies or candies or things that you don't know what they are. Not to drink Pine Sol.
Yeah.
So that's always good.
Yeah.
It's a good tip.
Don't wash down your mom's special gummies with Pine Sol, kids.
That's like Lawrence Taylor in Waterboy. And kids brings him to the next point. Don't smoke crack. Yeah. And kids brings him to the next point. Don't drink Pine Sol.
Don't drink Fabuloso.
Anyway, heads up, man, because they're finding that some of the items had less. So they tested one item that only had 74% of what they claimed.
So some were under and some were way over.
Some were way. One had as much as 347% of the declared amount of CBD.
Those ones that Anthony Sullivan gave us were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Did he drop some off for you?
Well, he did. But,
Well, you don't remember? He gave us all a big pack.
He has like this big hemp farm. That
I have a hemp
It's
farm.
Mount Cush.
Mount Cush.
Mount Cush. I haven't talked to Anthony Sullivan in a while. I probably ought to give him a
he
buzz.
doesn't need you for anything.
My big empire from swivel sweepers and OxyClean. I bought pot farms.
I have video that you've got to see. Andrew, did you get the video of the woman at the gas station? Do you have this up on our website at mjmorningshow.com? Is it up?
Yes.
All right. So, folks, this is posted on videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. This is a nightmare. Imagine you're at a gas station. You're filling up gas, and some woman goes nuts and smashes into your car while you're pumping. Then she pulls out on the road and at high speed, clips a car, flips over. Ooh. She's on her roof. This is crazy video. And Andrew, are there two videos? There are two in the story. There are two different videos. And I've got some audio to play. This is insane. Happened in Chicago. Woman's been charged with intentionally driving a vehicle into other vehicles and then toward people at a Forest Park, Chicago area gas station. Happened on Sunday afternoon. The scene in the aftermath of a rollover crash. She then rolled her own SUV on the road right outside of the gas station. After she rammed cars there, she pulls out, flips her own car, and it was like right in front of like a Jiffy Lube. And then you could see all the technicians come out. They're like, what the heck's going on here? I'll tell you what, our car's upside down. Easy access to the oil drain.
Yeah. You need gravity to work for you there. But
that'd be true.
The last thing you want to have happen during a getaway is flipping your own car.
Oh, that's what she did. And like her boyfriend was involved, and the boyfriend's like getting dragged. Is that a Ford Explorer?
It looks like an late 90s Explorer,
yeah,
maybe?
It's an old Ford Explorer.
Nice.
And I want to play some. Stop the video here. Just stop the video because I want to. So some altercation occurs between two women, and then she ends up ramming this red car inside the gas station while the women are fighting. And then the woman's boyfriend apparently tries to get inside to stop the car. He gets dragged, and then he's thrown on the ground. It is chaos. And this guy's laughing because the women are fighting. And then all the little dropouts are curse words. Those are all F-bombs. All right, so here she is. So the woman's driving the Explorer. Now watch this. The boyfriend of the woman opens the door to try to pull her out, and then she floors it. The boyfriend gets dragged, almost gets run over from the tires, and then she smashes into a red Dodge minivan that's filling up. And the car still has the hose attached, and she moves the whole car sideways after smashing it. All right, now look, she pulls out. Look at this. Oh, boom! Did you hear the crash? Oh,
she's upside down.
Now she's upside down in front of Jiffy Lube.
She hit the curb and flipped?
The other car kind of T-boned her, and these SUVs, you don't want to be in a T-bone.
Now listen, hold on. Hold on.
You got what?
Did you hear that? One of the women at the gas station, she's going, ha, 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 ha. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That would be me.
Oh, my God. So this other woman is like, ha, 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 because the woman has totaled her car. The whole thing flipped. The whole, what is that? Is that the passenger side?
It looks
Karma.
Or is that the driver's side?
That's the passenger side. It's flipped
On the
upside
passenger
down.
side. Whole thing is bashed in. All the windows are smashed out. The SUV is on its roof now. And then the woman climbs out and then just starts walking down the sidewalk away. There are two videos. There are two different perspectives, two different videos. And the video is up on our website at mjmorningshow.com. And then look for videos mentioned on the MJ Morning Show.
And then there's the video from the Jiffy Lube angle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There are two different angles, and you can see the Jiffy Lube camera catches the vehicle flipping over. There's glass all over. There's smoke coming from the engine. And then the woman finally climbs out of the car. Kendra Nance is the driver, 31 years old, faces felony charges of criminal damage to property, 2 counts of aggravated assault, reckless driving, reckless conduct, leaving the scene of a motor vehicle collision because she climbed out and then just starts walking down the road.
Walking away in her pink hot pants.
She's got literally pink hot pants. Now, did she lose a shoe? Because it looks like she's got a white sock on her left foot and she's got a shoe on her right foot. I think she lost a shoe in the rollover.
It looks like it's a slipper, a white slipper.
I don't know what it is. Anyway.
Man, that's a strong car.
The socks are still on her feet, but her white slipper on the right foot's off.
And you see the guys coming out of Jiffy Lube?
Yeah. Wow.
You got to see the video. It's up at mjmorningshow.com. Police said that Nance was a passenger in a vehicle with a boyfriend. The boyfriend was driving when the vehicle pulled into a Thornton's gas station. Due to car trouble, Nance and her boyfriend began to engage in a verbal dispute in the gas station parking lot. Other customers got involved. She flips out, rams the other car. The boyfriend gets dragged. He almost had his noggin squashed by the front and the rear tire on the left side of the vehicle as he was getting dragged. And then she just walks away. And she's in trouble.
So the video shows her going back to her vehicle from the Jiffy Lube angle, getting on her belly, crawling into the car on the roof.
Like to get her purse or something.
Get her purse, but she leaves her other slipper.
Okay, so the white foot is the white slipper, and then her other slipper's left in the pile of glass.
Yeah, it looks like she has glass slipper. She has little anklet socks on, so that's what you see on her feet, and then the white slipper.
Oh, man, what a mess. You got to see the video. So visual aids here on the MJ Morning Show. Go to our website, mjmorningshow.com, and it is cray-cray.
This will be the best thing you see all day.
It will. It absolutely will. mjmorningshow.com, and click on videos mentioned, and you'll find the story right there. There was an incident in Arkansas where a guy got in trouble, arrested for piercing his teenage son's ear. Do you know this story? This is weird. Cops in Arkansas arrested this guy for piercing his son's ear last week. Now he faces felony charges. The video's gone viral on this. In the video, there are 4 members of the Tonatown Police Department in Arkansas. Tonatown, it's Tontitown. And
it's Tontitown.
Whatever. Anyway.
Tontitown, Arkansas.
Whatever it is.
Yep.
So the police members, the 4 officers, can be seen pushing their way into a home and forcing a guy by the name of Jeremy Sherlin, 45, against the wall.
Freeze! Tontitown police.
As the man's wife and son react, they don't know what's going on. So the man stands in front of his doorway, holds onto the door with one hand and the door frame with the other, as an officer shoves him, grabs his right bicep, forces his way inside. The homeowner asks why he should submit to officers' commands, and one of them said, "Because I said so." Almost instantly, the officers have numbers, so multiple officers show up. They enter the home. The guy's pressed against the wall. As he's being handcuffed, the wife demands to know, what are the charges? And then an officer replies, and Sherlin throws his head back with a combination of laughter and disbelief. And it is over. Apparently, he pierced his son's ear, and the police came after him for body art without a license.
Wow.
This is just bizarre.
So we took our daughter to a doctor to have her ears pierced.
Yeah, so remember Dr. Adams did Chloe's ears.
Right.
Michelle didn't want to take Chloe to some, 17-year-old at the mall, like Claire's or something.
I think my wife dragged my daughter to her Botox person.
Yeah, you can take him to a dermatologist if you want. My daughter's ready to get hers. She said as soon as she turns 6, she wants him. I keep asking her, "You want to go today?"
Why don't you have this guy from Tontit Town do it? Because
I think it's Tontit Town.
I think it's Tontit Town.
All right, whatever.
Why would they spell it TONTIT Town?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, seriously, I didn't come up with the name of this crappy town. And besides, it's in northwest Arkansas, a suburb of Bentonville. So they all work for Walmart.
Yeah, Bentonville's where Walmart's based. So officers explained the reason for their presence at the house, that it was because of unlawful piercing, body art. Asked the father about the incident. He admitted to piercing the son's ear. Officers attempted to investigate the alleged crime further, but Jeremy refused to allow officers to speak with his son. Police say they went to the Washington County prosecuting attorney and obtained a warrant after they tried to initially investigate. And then that's when they made entry under the listen to this. This is Arkansas law. I don't know about Florida, but under the natural state statute cited by law enforcement, it is unlawful to perform body art on a minor without parental consent. The statute also expressly does not apply to minors when piercing the earlobe. The statute does, however, make it unlawful to perform body art in any unlicensed facility.
Okay, I'm glad these cops have nothing better
So
to do.
the kid is a minor.
His kid.
The father is doing the ear piercing in their own home. This sounds like a reach.
Yeah, well, it does say to serve and protect on the side of our car here in Tontit Town. We ain't gonna have any papas.
I'm not sure that's the name.
It's called Tontit Town, right?
We don't know how to pronounce it. It's TONTITOWN, right?
How hard is that? Tontit Town. I mean, take those three words apart.
I think it's Tontit Town.
Tontit Town.
Boy, I wouldn't
for
want to
some reason, Fester's emphasizing a portion
I am not.
of the name of the town.
He's phonetically correct.
The guy who surveyed the state of Arkansas and named this town this awful name is the guy who I'm mocking.
It's like, how big are your boobs? Tontit. They're
Tontit Town.
Come on.
Boy. All right. We're going to put it right next to Big Assville.
All right. Well, listen.
Oh, I love Big Assville. My buddy lives there.
Here's the audio of the body cams.
What? Because I swear. What are y'all doing?
Why are you in my house? Why are y'all in my house? Why are you in my house? Guys, I'm asking a question.
Get this guy or two on. For what?
You're body piercing, okay? In your home. He was not unlawful.
Body art without a license.
So that's the father.
He's right. Look, he's
and then you hear him mock him. Body art without a license, for piercing his son's ear.
I'd be badgering the hell out of these cops.
Okay, I don't know. I keep asking this texter. I've asked one time, I should say, where did you see this? But he said the video doesn't give the whole story. The father was drunk and held the kid down and did the piercing.
Oh, okay.
And the kid told a teacher about the incident.
The teacher reported
told the
to
SRO.
Yeah. So, and then the SRO talked to the department. Right. Then the police tried to investigate.
Okay.
They apparently were not let in initially. That's when they, I guess, got a warrant.
Yeah. Being drunk in Arkansas is not news. Because I'd have to be drunk to live there. But, I mean, of course, the kid told You put me in front of the Tit-Town judge.
Hey, boy, you know you're in Tit-Town.
What is that? What is that song? Isn't there a song with a laugh that's like, ha, 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 ha?
Yeah.
God, what
Kim
is that?
Foley, they're coming to take me away.
No, it's not. It's not that. No, hold on. It's like the tip of my tongue. Ha, 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 ha.
Oh, that's a Devo song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Devo song?
What song is it?
You're the crazy Devo
Oh,
fan.
I love. Yeah, it's a Devo song. Exactly. Is that Peekaboo?
Peekaboo.
Is it? Oh, hey, bring it.
Peekaboo.
Hey, oh, I
see you.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha. It's a very weird song.
Oh, it's great. I don't think it's in the Q105 library.
No, it's on YouTube.
Yeah, we're doing it right now. So, Fester, bring up
Peekaboo.
Ha 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 ha.
I see you.
I mean,
All right.
I heard the father. I'm like, I heard that before, and I'm playing it in my head. I'm thinking, ha ha ha. What is that? And Froggy, I am so impressed that you knew from that little clue that it was Devo.
I'm a big Devo
Froggy
guy.
is a huge Devo fan.
Man,
Love Devo.
The only one.
How many of our audience members never heard that Devo song?
I never heard
Yeah,
it.
how many people in this studio never heard this
Me.
song? I've only heard Whip It. That's
Oh,
the only
yeah,
Devo
that's
song.
the worst song,
That's
actually.
the best song. Whip It good.
Hey, you know what I want to do a parody song too about this guy?
What's that?
You need to do it if you're going to say
If
it.
you're gonna say if you
Okay, think to the tune of what is it? Won't you take me down to Funky Town?
Yeah, Funky Town.
Yeah, cops took me down.
Are you talking
in
about
Tuntit Town?
Oh, jeez. Are you talking about the original Lips Incorporated, or are you talking about the pseudo Echo remake?
Either of them works.
I think she just wanted to say Tuntit Town.
I did.
All right, 9:20. 9:20 at the MJ Morning Show. If you haven't heard the big announcement, I'll relay the information we broke at 7:30 this morning. So if you did not hear what the big, massive announcement was, I will repeat it coming up in minutes. Also, I've got to get to the woman at the gym who is confronted by another woman. Accusations of flying. And, we got to get to Ed Sheeran, theft of Marvin Gaye accusation news. We'll get to that. Oh, and Rick Ross. Pretty funny stuff from Rick Ross.
Love Rick Ross.
Yeah, I'm a Rick Ross fan.
He's a hoarder, and he has like a 50,000 square foot house.
I love him.
If you don't know who Rick Ross is, we'll tell you. And why is Rick Ross Why is he getting in the middle of the Don Lemon CNN firing?
Because he's the biggest boss.
Did you know that he owns like 100 Wingstops or something?
Hey, don't give away the story.
Oh, I don't know the story.
Well, it's a Wingstop story.
Peekaboo.
All right, hold on. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next. You're on Q105. Stand by. dedicate that song to the memory of Tawny Katane. She did pass, didn't she? Like a year or two ago?
She did.
Died a while ago.
Yeah, and her writhing on the hood of that white Jaguar. By the way, I say Jaguar. There are people that say Jaguar. How do you get Jaguar out of Jaguar?
I saw like a British commercial and they call it a Jaguar.
No, they say a Jaguar.
Oh, Jaguar.
That's how I say it. Jaguar.
No, they go Jaguar.
Jaguar.
But some people say a Jaguar. How are you rhyming this thing with Mark McGuire? How does that happen? Anyway, Roxanne, we've queued up Funky Town for you. And we've got the original and the not so good remake by Pseudo Echo back in 1986. Oh, my God.
The cop takes me to jail in Tunton Town.
Or if you'd like to hear the remake,
To do this segment, I know we're going to play Funky Town for 5 minutes.
Hey, Roxanne, do you have an issue ever with the way that women are dressed at the gym? Has there ever been a workout that you've done at a gym where you think that the woman's clothing, her workout gear, whatever, it's just inappropriate?
First of all, it's probably been 20 years since I've been in a gym. I do all my working out, chasing my kids. That's pretty much it. But when I have gone to the gym in the past, or say I just go somewhere in general, I try not to judge other women's clothes. Sometimes you can't help it if something is outrageous. You're like, whoa. But it's more like I look at it and, wow, you have the, you know what, to wear that and pull that off. Good for you. So, no, I don't care.
There's a woman by the name of Kylan Suttner, 21 years old. And Kylan Suttner was at a gym, and she was wearing a light blue crop top with kind of a little bit of like a cleavage tear. You know what I'm talking about? Where women will rip the T-shirt a little bit. So the woman is wearing this shirt at the gym. This is in Utah. And another female gym goer who's working out comes up to her and gives her the body shaming business. Here, listen to what happened. So she's talking about her top.
My top? Yes. We're in a public place. Can you be respectful? Are
No.
you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Public place. Do you not see everyone around you? No, I'm fine, thank you.
So I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Now, the audio is not great. I just wanted you to hear a little bit. So this woman, the 21-year-old, apparently had set up her phone to record her doing her reps at the gym. I don't know whether she was trying to look at her form or,
She's
to see.
just trying to get Instagram followers.
Yeah,
that's what she's trying to do.
Or
I'm wear the rip top, and I'm going to do the elliptical, and 20,000 guys will
She's got
click me
video
off.
rolling, and it captured, the audio wasn't great. I just wanted to play a little bit of it. So this other woman comes up to her and starts attacking her, really, like, that's inappropriate. How, for wearing the shirt that she's wearing. Now, would you like to see the photo of what she was wearing?
Yeah, I need to see it.
And she was talking about like her boob is hanging out, and here's the top. Do you think this is a problem for the top that she was wearing?
Nope, not one bit. I see the under boob. She's got some under boob.
So it's more of like a bikini top look. And this woman just had a big problem with it.
I've seen less in gyms.
Yeah, I mean,
not
me
that
too.
I've been in them. But
Yeah, she's. When I drove by gyms and looked in the mirror window,
But I don't know. You just don't think in a gym environment that another woman is going to come up to a woman and complain about the attire.
Jealous.
I almost feel like it's like the same as going up to someone at the beach when they're in a bathing suit and being like, "How dare you wear that bathing suit to the beach?"
By the way, she was doing chest presses. That's what she was doing.
I bet she was.
Yeah, last time I was at the beach, there was this 90-year-old man in a little Speedo, and his yam bag was just hitting the sand. Disgusting.
But if we could put the video up. Hey, would you mind putting the video up, Andrew? So grab the video. We'll put it up on our website. We'll get it up at mjmorningshow.com. We'll put it up on videos mentioned, and you can see the actual interaction where it's all caught on video where the other woman's trying to body shame her because of her cleavage showing on her top that she's wearing at the gym.
Can I just say my new favorite part of our morning show is to try to guess when MJ is actually listening and not listening to the rest of us talk?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
You're going to have to go back to the tape to
Why?
hear
What
back.
did I do?
Did you not hear Froggy say old man's yam bag?
I did. He's talking about some old.
Why are you repeating There's no reaction to yam bag? That's
I'm sorry.
hysterical.
Old.
I mean, you're off to the side looking at your papers. I'm like, Froggy just got yam bag past the goal.
He's talking about.
He's had more goals than the Lightning since last week.
He's talking about this 90-year-old guy in a Speedo.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yam bag? That's hysterical. I've never heard that before.
Now,
I've heard everything.
Just out of curiosity, is it like the standard colored yam, or is it one of the like? You ever have the purple sweet potato?
No, the guy's 90. It was purple.
Yep.
It was blue.
I'll tell you what. We bought some purple yams or sweet potatoes. We bought them at Sprouts.
Yeah,
they were good.
Good yams.
And apparently, let me tell you right now. Apparently, the purple sweet potatoes are even more nutritious than a regular sweet potato.
Yeah.
Do you know? Let me do a little sweet potato talk for a second.
Thanks for bringing it back up.
Yeah, by the way, yam hammock sounds so much better than banana hammock.
Yam hammock?
That should
Dude,
be the
if
phrase.
if you have a yam hammock, you better see a doctor. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, go ahead, MJ.
Yeah,
Sweet potato talk.
Tell me more about sweet potato talk.
No, I always had an aversion to sweet potatoes. I think it was maybe because of Thanksgiving, and I was always grossed out by like the melted marshmallows because I don't like to mix like savory and sweet.
I've never,
I like a delineation. I like there's a line of demarcation, and for whatever reason, I hated sweet potatoes, but I never ate sweet potatoes. I was for some reason turned off by sweet potatoes. And now, as an adult, really in just the last maybe 5 years, I've gotten into sweet potatoes. Because sweet potatoes, first of all, are inherently better for you and healthier than a regular potato.
Yes.
I love a regular, russet, or a regular Idaho or, Maine baked potato. I like a good potato. But sweet potatoes, they're phenomenal. They taste great, and they are much healthier for you the complex carbs in a sweet potato much better than a regular white potato. So this message is brought to you by the American Association of Yam Hammock Growers.
Yes.
Or Yam Bag Growers.
Yam hammock.
Yam hammock is actually pretty good too.
All right.
Yam bag.
All right, before we get out of here,
Yum hammock.
before we shut things down, a couple of celebrity issues. So the Ed Sheeran trial is off and running up in New York, and Ed Sheeran told the court yesterday that he would have to be quite an idiot to rip off Marvin Gaye.
Well, that is true.
And he's a really talented musician. Like, he's one of the real ones. And
What, Robin Thicke wasn't?
No.
You're right, he isn't.
But here's the deal. We played the comparison yesterday of his Thinking Out Loud to Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. And the transition, it's like seamless. It is almost like exact. I mean, it's like the equivalent of like musical verbatim. All right, listen.
Baby,
You couldn't even tell a transition from Ed to Marvin.
heart could still fall less hard at 23. And if you feel like I feel, baby,
You hear the back and forth?
I'm thinking about how.
Oh, come on.
I bet you Marvin Gaye loses this one.
Well, Marvin Gaye lost a long time ago.
Well,
Yeah, he was at the wrong end of his father's .45 caliber.
Yeah.
he has a song about his father that is very haunting.
Well,
My
here's the
dad'll never shoot me with a gun. Oh, my dad'll never shoot me with a gun. Is that
That's
one?
he wasn't Conway Twitty.
Fester,
though.
that's enough. All right, so Manhattan Federal Court yesterday, Sheeran said that he would have to be quite an idiot. The quote in court yesterday, Ed Sheeran said, quote, "If I had done what you're accusing me of doing, I would be quite an idiot to stand on stage in front of 20,000 people and do that." And they described Sheeran as irate in court yesterday. However, listen, there's a remarkable similarity. You heard the supercut going back and forth. But
is he British? This guy?
Ed Sheeran is
Ed Sheeran?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But they're saying on the side of the Marvin Gaye side, and it's what it is, it's the heirs of the late Ed Townsend, who was Marvin Gaye's co-writer on the song, on Let's Get It On. So it's his family that's suing. Now, the plaintiff side, those that are suing Ed Sheeran, they're saying that they've got a smoking gun and that they have video from an Ed Sheeran concert. That video of a live performance by Ed Sheeran is the smoking gun in the lawsuit. And he's a 4-time Grammy winner, by the way, and accused of ripping off Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Attorneys for the heirs of the late Ed Townsend, who co-wrote the 73 classic with Marvin Gaye, they claim that Sheeran made a confession when he combined the hit song with his own Thinking Out Loud during a 2014 concert in Zurich, Switzerland. That they have video of him on stage essentially merging Thinking Out Loud with Let's Get It on stage almost 10 years ago in Zurich, Switzerland.
Right, because he's claiming that it's just a common 3-chord note that's been played dozens and dozens of times.
But he literally compares on stage. He's comparing the two
he
songs.
should come up with a track where he plays all 15 or 20 or 100 songs with the same thing. I didn't steal it from Marvin Gaye. It's out there. Everybody uses it.
All right, and then finally, before we get out of here today, Rick Ross. How do you describe him?
The biggest boss that you've seen thus far.
All right, so Rick Ross.
He's a rapper.
He's a rapper, producer,
mogul.
Former athlete.
No, I don't know about
Was
that.
he sumo?
No,
He's a really large man.
Bring up Rick Ross's bio.
Rick Ross,
Yeah,
Wikipedia.
he's like owns a label. Or,
I'm telling you.
He was a former athlete.
Duh.
Duh. What was he in the highlight league?
Okay, yeah, he was also a former Boy Scout. I don't think of like his really, really obscure things. He's a rap mogul.
It's the first line of his bio on Wikipedia.
Well, read it to me.
It says William Leonard Roberts, known professionally as Rick
Ross, yep,
is an American rapper, record executive, and former athlete.
Okay,
exactly.
Let's highlight his athletic career.
Extreme frisbee.
He played quarterback, offensive lineman, Albany State Golden Rams.
Yeah, he was a college football player. All right?
Quarterback and offensive lineman.
Anyway.
Wow.
I threw the ball and blocked for myself.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is pretty funny. Don Lemon, who was fired over at CNN, Rick Ross cuts a video, posts it up on social media, and what does Rick Ross say about Don Lemon?
Just found out Don Lemon was terminated from CNN. Damn, Don. But guess what? The brothers got your back. We hiring it at Wingstop. And for some reason, I believe you know what you're doing with them lemon pepper wings. So, man, just send over your resume. Well, it was 17 years. But I'm going to make sure I get you in front of the right grill, brother. Stay solid, brother.
So, do they really have lemon pepper wings?
Oh, yeah.
And
Wingstop has like 50 different flavors.
But I realize that, but they have lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper, yeah, lemon pepper wings.
Rename it Don Lemon Pepper.
The best thing for Don Lemon to do right now is take the job. He would be everywhere just working at Wingstop. Just work there for like 2 days.
Oh, he offered him to work there?
Yeah.
They offered him like the pitch man for it.
Here's more.
Just came up with a wonderful idea. Well, really, Don, you helped me come up with this, but I need to hit the team over at Rapstar Energy Drink and let them know we should introduce the Don Lemon flavor. What y'all think? What y'all think? Hey, Don, I'm going to bust it. Hey, we got you, brother. Don Lemon.
He also started rap chips.
Yeah.
The Nicki Minaj chips I had in here the other day. Those are great.
Let me tell you what I'd like to suggest. That Rick Ross is a rapper, producer, spends a lot of time in the studio. How about improving the audio of your video on your social media? How about that? Just a hot tip for Rick Ross.
Have you ever had wrap chips?
I have not had wrap
Okay,
chips.
so I admittedly have walked past wrap chips.
Yep.
But I had a bag several weeks ago. They're
The
fantastic
Snoop
potato
Ruffles
chips.
are good.
Can you bring in some wrap chips tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
They had them in the machine here for a while.
I'll bring some in.
All right, bring in just regular. I don't like all kinds of junked up flavors. I like a regular. I want to taste.
No, you're gonna get junked up.
Yeah, Rick Ross makes junked up flavors. He's gonna have the Don Lemon chip coming out pretty
Don
soon.
Lemon chip. We got to roll. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's program. Hopefully you're excited about the big announcement that was made at 7:30 this morning. That coming shortly, we are giving away 40. We're giving away 40 Microsoft Surface Pro tablets. We are doubling our last giveaways. We gave away 20 last time. Now we're going to give away 40. 40 listeners, 40 winners. It's like American Top 40. Hi, I'm Casey Kasem, and we're giving away 40 Surface Pros on the MJ Morning Show. Just keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. So very excited about this. So details shortly on when the contest will begin. I just posted the pile of 40 Microsoft Surface Pros. I just posted them on my Instagram. We'll also put it up on the website at mjmorningshow.com, and details shortly on when we'll start giving them away here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Folks, have a fantastic day. Website loaded today. Tons of video. mjmorningshow.com. You want to email me? I'm mj@mjmorningshow.com. We'll see you tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.